I was approached. I was where a person asked me, yo, such and such, and I was just like, nah, like,
such and such. Like, what do
like,
you mean?
yo, because at the end of the day, you probably make it to where you make it on your own.
Right.
But a lot of people will offer you something to sustain that.
On the way.
And at that moment, this was. I don't know if it was that person or if this was a whole entity that came with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was offered something and I just wasn't with it. But when they said, "Good luck, young man, you're on your own," and I never went platinum since.
This hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard. Told Jim I need a bomb I could drop on you niggas. Bad boy, I'm never gonna stop for you niggas. I don't give a fuck who you got is the illest. I solidify my spot with gorillas. Now I'm rock with you niggas.
Alright, we back.
Pass my
God damn,
glasses.
nigga, you saying my shit?
I'm gonna start like a cool guy with the glasses on. And
Oh, wait,
come
wait,
on.
wait,
That's
nah,
how,
see,
that's
see,
how the
you
cool
can't- I
niggas start.
can't-
The cool
I
niggas
can't
start with
do
the glasses on.
Yeah, and then you take them
and
off
then they
after
take
a
it
while.
off after a couple
Alright,
shots.
cool.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what
When you
happens.
get serious, when it comes to
Yeah,
serious
yeah,
topic,
yeah.
you gotta take
It's
them off.
all good. It's all good.
That's that Miami
And then
Vice
some
shit.
niggas put it back on when a serious topic too. So it's some,
I believe that started with Miami Vice.
Let's go.
All right, we back.
Let's get it.
My expert opinion, episode 64. 64. We on tour. Like I said last time, you saw us in Detroit.
Wow.
And we went to Flint. Now we out here in Miami.
Let's get it.
So I gotta ask. Oh no, yeah, you go.
Yeah,
keep
but you
going.
gotta do the introduction.
Okay, I gotta relax.
Let's run through it. I got the king in the building.
I gotta relax.
Knowledge born. What's the science?
You already know we out here.
And I got the Lefrak General.
Super thug.
He made the world say Lefrak.
There you go. That's right. You're on that hook saying that.
Facts.
That's right.
Listen, man. When New York was taking shots, I remember this. And I was like, damn. Snoop coming through crushing the buildings?
Oh, if you talking about LA, it wasn't a shot. It was a straight up. It wasn't even a shot. It was straight up. We wanted to represent for New York. I had absolutely, my bank account said, check again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I had absolutely nothing. So, although the original record really wasn't a shot, we were just responding to it because they had New York,
Right.
and we didn't see the video at first.
You know I'm still introducing you.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. I've been waiting to get into this. I've been waiting to get into this. Oh, I'm sorry.
We got Nore in the building.
My bad. I've been waiting to get into this.
He was the first responder. That's what I was going to. He was the first responder.
This is a battle rap show. This is a show that, like, when I can't, be abreast of what's going on in battle rap. This is first take of battle rap.
Right.
To me, you know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I was so gun-ho so ready. But my bad.
Nah, let's get into it.
I'm gonna relax. Go ahead.
Let's talk about that first response.
Yeah.
Because that was the first response.
Yeah.
For New York City.
Yeah.
So your bank account was on check again?
Yeah, my bank account was not to be continued. It doesn't exist. So it was an opportunity, and back then that's how it was. Like, that's why I never really knock a new artist for coming out on a diss wave, because although it's the wrong way to do it, it is the way you get attention real fast. If a person come from my hood and diss me, I actually understand it. It's just you should have a valid point. You know what I'm saying? Just don't be like, yo, I'm dissing you because you lit. Because then you're a hater, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But so I understood that, and LA. I mean, we were being attacked. Like, New York is not soft, especially not Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? And especially not that time neither.
Yeah.
And I
no
felt
place
like
that time.
No place. But I'm an put the emphasis on Brooklyn because they were really getting it on, and Big. This is real. Like, Big knew his power. Because we originally did the LA record for a Bad Boy mixtape. Back in the days, they used to do, like, labels used to do mixtapes. So it was Bad Boy's turn, and they hired Clue, and which ironic, I think they hired Clue, and Clue didn't come and get us.
Wow,
like,
weird.
Stretch Armstrong came and got us for his part.
Shout out to Stretch Armstrong.
Stretch Armstrong. So, and I remember seeing Big at the tunnel, and he being like, yo, we went back at them. And he was like, Went back at who? And I was like, we went back at the West Coast. And Big just looked at me like, why? And I was like, man, I don't like the way they treating you. He was like, nah, N.O.R.E. I don't even think if he knew my name was Nore at the time. He was just like, nah, man, what I'm being accused of is a lie, so I don't even want to defend it. So, and he told me, he was like, it won't make the tape. So I was like, damn, and I was confused. I was young, probably 19 at the time.
He's like, why we not riding out?
Why Big? Especially Big.
Yeah.
So what happened was Stretch Armstrong had already pressed up the I believe, Stretch Armstrong had already pressed up the tape, so the fact that it wasn't making the Bad Boy tape wasn't going to stop us. So we released it, and it really, every DJ from New York really stepped up at that moment. At that moment, it let us know that everybody was feeling what we was feeling, because they didn't have the ability to talk to Big or connect with Big to see why he wasn't responding.
Right.
We didn't have Twitter back then. Like, we didn't have
it wasn't
like Big could have settled the Tupac beat with an Instagram post.
Right. One time. Yo, you think about that now? Like what that would have been like. What is he talking about? Boom. Something go up on Instagram.
But back then you got to think about something. When we did a Source article or we did a XXL, that wouldn't come out for 3 or 4 months. Because it would be in advance. So by that time, that subject matter might be old. Yeah. So I understood. Now I understood.
Right.
But nowadays, if you say, N.O.R.E.'s fucking sneakers was ugly, I can spawn immediately and say, man, I thought my shit was lit. Or I can be like, man, my shit was probably ugly. Oh, nigga, did you see yours?
Look at my whole collection.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit, right.
So, but back then, we just had to kind of take it. And so I didn't understand where Big stood when he told me that at the tunnel.
Right.
But later on in life, when I understood power, I understood that I could point at somebody and
something to happen.
People, or I could say that dude is not a good person, and people who follow me will actually adapt my beliefs. I didn't know that, but Big knew that back then. You know what I'm saying? So that was powerful shit. That's why battle rap is ill, because you guys are trained to know that this is business. For that night, it's business. Like, you're not supposed to punch each other like math. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to.
I like Mook.
Okay.
I like Mook. I'm not alone.
Oh yeah,
I
do remember Mook let me down. I do remember that. But for the most part, like, even me just watching that and me just seeing, and this is a new battle. I've been seeing it on my timeline, and to see that, to show the restraint, like that's power in itself. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, especially coming from the hood and you saying some shit and
egos,
and then they saying like me personally, I remember, like, I know this is off subject, but it's on subject. I remember, like, I used to do all the shooting in my hood. Like, I literally shot at everybody. When someone shot at me, I was offended. Because I was like, yo, you don't know I'm the man. I'm the chosen one. I shoot at you.
It's my job.
Like, you're not supposed to do that. And that's a young man's trait. So the older I got, I was like, yo, everybody thinks they're just as ill as me. Like, it's not just me who's ill in this world. And that's why I say I respect.
Or maybe you setting the standard.
What do you mean?
Maybe you setting the standard. Maybe people knew that. And they was like, yo, we gotta be like that.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, when they, like, my first grades, I got grazed right here. I was like, they grazed me? I was like, yo, like, do they know I'm not the chosen one? They're like, Nore, you shot at them last week. What do you mean? I'm like, holy shit. But that's real, like, that's why I say the straight in battle rap is just like, it's remarkable.
You being in your position, how do you perceive battle rap and battle rappers?
Like that.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Like,
is it a whole different industry in your mind?
I feel like,
is it together?
It's together. I feel it's part of hip hop.
Okay.
Right.
I feel like it's part of hip hop. I feel like everyone has to have a battle. Like, you're not, like, once in your life you had to battle. Whether it was in the schoolyard, whether it was in the yard in jail, whether it was, if you're a real rapper, you had to be tested. Whether even your brother or sister in the house.
Right.
Like, that's a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Now, living it throughout the whole career, that's something different. That's a profession now. You know what I'm saying? But look at LL Cool J and Kumo D. That was a battle. You know what I'm saying? So
Cannabis.
Yeah, Cannabis. I look at all that shit. And
I was on the phone with Cannabis the other day. That's shout out to Cannabis. I'm gonna just leave it there. We're gonna get into that later.
Let's get to Cannabis, man.
We're gonna leave it right there. Shout out to Cannabis.
I'll tell you something about Cannabis. He was the first person I ever walked in the studio and I seen a computer with. Because at the time, no one really had computers. Like it was two-way pages and shit like that.
He was actually the first rapper to have his own website.
Word, I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that. And I remember me just looking at him on the computer and saying, yo, what are you doing on the computer? He's like, I'm writing my raps. And I just knew he was advanced from there. Because most of us didn't even know how to press enter. And and he knew how to write rhymes in the computer. He was advanced. He was advanced over his time.
But getting back to all that shooting, Lefrak.
Yeah. All over, really. It was not just Lefrak. Listen, Albee Square Mall was my shit. I used to go to Albee Square Mall. My first front was in Albee Square Mall, you know what I'm saying?
Me too.
And they was frames, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Word.
They had the Gucci's,
Yeah. I used to, because, my cousin used to be in Farragut. So
Yeah.
I used to go out there. That was a whole different world for me. I used to go, and they used to be like, yo, we're going to go boosting. And I was like, boosting? What the fuck was that? And, they would go, but then it was my other cousins, they would just go robbing in Albee Square Mall. It was a difference. That was a different. Boosting was department store.
Right.
Yeah. And then robbing was just go give me your shit. And I was just like, oh, shit. So,
Wait till these motherfuckers finish shopping.
yeah. Well, go ahead, my bad.
But downtown Brooklyn was crazy.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But Lefrak growing up out there,
Yeah.
everything. I know you told a whole bunch of stories of things that went on out there. Being from that type of environment and seeing when you responded to what Snoop and these guys was doing, what was the hood's reaction?
Everybody who had money from my hood told me I was crazy, and they said because they knew who Death Row was.
Yeah.
Like I for lack of a better term, I only knew New York.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I really at that time never left. So all I knew was like Bronx. Like they ain't from the Bronx? No, all right, cool. Like they from Child Linden, right? Like no, like they're from Compton and Slauson. And I'm like, what's that?
Right.
And niggas like, exactly. Like you don't even know who you're going at. And we were just like, fuck it. It really wasn't about that. It really wasn't about, the David and Goliath type of thing. It was just about, you know what? We're not suckers. Even if Big don't want us to represent for him, he can't stop us from representing for him. Like he could denounce us and say they did that on their own, but I knew in the long run he
understood.
He understood. He understood. And then you got to remember, right after that, I think Royal Flush dropped the record, and then it caught on fire. Then everyone was responding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like just Queens was responding at the time.
Yeah.
But then a couple of other people joined in. But yeah, that was like our first battle. And I know I'm all over the place, but how me, Daz, Corrupt, and them squashed it. I remember.
Wait, hold on. Before you get there.
Yeah, go ahead, no problem.
You say squash it.
Yeah.
Because rap beef and battle rap is two different things.
This was where we stepped into, which I didn't understand, and I didn't know at the time, was East Coast, West Coast beef.
Right.
Which, I'm being honest. That shit was propaganda.
Yeah.
Like, I was in the West Coast hanging with the West Coast. I knew, not me personally. I knew people from Queens that was in the West Coast. I knew people from the West Coast that was there. But when you opened up a news article, you felt unsafe because of what they was painting. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's what we stepped into, what we really didn't know. We didn't really know that, and it was Pac who said it, because remember Pac said,
in the interview with Snoop, right?
Yeah, he was like, y'all the ones that's doing this.
No, that was before that. After that was, he said, well, Mobb Deep, no one of you niggas got sickle cell.
Yeah, okay.
Because what happened, like I said again, we never dissed LA on the actual record.
Shoppers Breeze are ready.
We never dissed them on the record. We just responded because they said New York, New York, so we figured we say LA, LA.
Right.
It wasn't until they made the video. But here's the crazy shit. Here's a legendary story. If you listen to the original LA, LA, you go search it. Prodigy is on there with a verse. He's on the second one. He's on the original LA, LA too.
Right.
With he's on the hook. But the original one, he's on there. And he goes, NYC, you and I verse supremacy, Havoc and P, Queens nigga, so it seemed to be mega. Got word back from Nore, JFK on our way to LA. Right. So he was the only one who referenced LA.
Wow.
Right.
So I remember this is the first time I got a call, or Traz got the call and I was there. from a record label, when they say, yo, Prodigy didn't want to be involved with the record, we're heartbroken. We can't do nothing.
With a verse like that.
With a verse like that.
We can't, we're not Capone, we're coming to be Capone Noriega, but we're not Capone Noriega.
yeah.
So we knew, but like, yo, Havoc's still gonna come. So I was like, all right, cool. That night we got the call, I think that was Thursday. We was filming the video Friday. That night we had to go, like, or maybe it was that week, I don't know. But we had to chop his verse out, make a version without him. And it was that day that Pac dropped.
Wow.
Yo, don't one of you niggas got sickle cell. We got that phone call that morning. Hey, Prodigy wants to do the video. It was like, oh shit, good looking, Pac. Like, it was that fast. Like, it was that, because you know.
He said it's a go. Let's get it.
I swear to God, I was like a day, like from one day it was like, yo, he's not with it, and we really had nothing to say. We really couldn't stop nothing. We couldn't say, yo, here goes some bread or nothing.
Right.
And it was really the timing of that Pac record. When Pac dropped that, they was like, no, tomorrow we'll be at the video. We throwing people off the bridge. We going to Queensbridge. They was with it. Like, I was like, you know, oh shit. And,
I still remember that video. I mean, the dummy when it fell from the bridge, it looked crazy.
You can tell we had no money. You can tell we had no money. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true, man. We own up to it. But the point was made. The point was made. Like, yo, look.
Yeah.
This is, and we get on Queensbridge, and we really threw the body off. Like, this, I mean, the body off.
That was tragedy.
That was tragedy. Yes.
Oh,
man.
We
just
and
did tragedy
dropping the body. He had the cigarette in his mouth.
At that time,
I love that
do
shit.
you guys at any point have like marketing strategies in your head at this point, or is it just straight raw, authentic? Like, yo, this is just.
It was. If any marketing was happening at that time, it was trash. But it was really all authentic. It was just like, yo, what would we want from a New York artist at this point?
Right.
Like, and we just was giving them what we thought that what New York was. Like I said, I never thought about even going to Jamaica, the island. Like Jamaica, Queens was okay for me. Like going to Far Rockaway Beach, like, you know, Chocha Beach in the Bronx. Hold on, that was out of town. You know what I'm saying? Like that was out of town. Don't forget me going to Great Adventure. Holy shit, Great Adventure. Great, eh? Oh my God. Like
now you traveled.
Yeah, come on. The Poconos? Oh my God. I never had dreams of Miami. So
That's crazy.
at that, I was real talk. I really was a minute thinker, and I didn't see. So that whole War Report album was a New York state of mind. Like if you listen to the whole War Report album, I really only talk about my hood. I talk about Medina because I used to go to Brooklyn, and that's what the 5%ers would call it at the time. I talk about Bosnia, which we would call the Bronx.
It's fine.
And it was all like 5%
5%
slang. Channel 10 was the actual Capone Noriega in the West Side Queens. So I mean, was CNN. It was CNN.
Channel
and it was Channel 10. So
because I'm CNN, War Report, War Report,
so
Channel 10, Bloodsport.
Okay.
I gotta ask, who was N.O.R.E. before you ever wrote a rap?
Before
you even thought about rapping, making songs, who was you then?
Before I started rapping and making songs, I was just Poppy. That was my name in the hood because my father was the only Spanish guy in the hood. He had a tail with earrings and 500 tattoos, and so they naturally called him Poppy.
He was light skinned, lighter.
No, he was white. He was white, but he was Puerto Rican. But he's Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? And he was had green eyes and shit like that.
Wow.
He was a boxer, and so everybody thought I was gonna be a boxer. I don't know how I started shooting people. Like I definitely was supposed to have. I don't know why I wanted to be different from him or something. I don't know. I was just like, all right, cool, different. And
my pops
so
boxed.
yeah, so like to this day he's a legend. Like if you go to my hood, he has a memorial of him, but that memorial existed when he was alive. Like I'm working hard, they still ain't put a memorial up to me. Like I'm like, damn, nigga, I went platinum. I got all this shit, which y'all ain't gonna see me, But that's what I'm trying to say is he's a real legend. Like he was the only Puerto Rican or the first Puerto Rican on the block. In the PJs at that time. It was all black people. My father was my first hero. I remember my father because my mom's was a taller woman, and she was thick. Back then, black women thick. And I guess my father was into that, and he, this is a story. One of my favorite stories of my father is these guys try to talk to my moms, and I'm with my pops. And my pops is like, yo guys, she's with me, and they like because he's a short guy, he's a very short guy, but he was just nice with his hands. So they said, little man, such and such. So my pops went and bought 3 cones. And they was like, what you doing, little man? He's like, yo, here, man, it's a peace gesture. And as one got the cone, one got the cone, one got the cone, he beat all three of them. Bang, bang, bang. As they licked it, bang, bang, bang. And I was like, yo, my father's my hero. I saw him fight 3 guys. So his was crazy. It was 3 people. So his was crazy. Here's what the wildest part of the story is. As they're sitting down, their noses blood. I'm like, yo, chill. I remember it was a guy who rolled by on a bike and said, yo, Mambo, stop being a bully. They told my father that he was being, he fought 3 different people, and they said he was being, and I was like, damn, I want to be like my pops. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I wanted to be like my pops, but I still wasn't.
Did you ever try to box?
I think I did, and I think I just didn't like the hitting bag, the punching bag, and I don't know. I just never pursued it.
So he never pressured you to like, you gotta.
Yeah, he did. He did a little bit. He definitely, like, you know, me, my sister, and my other little brother, we all know how to box. We just didn't go as far as being professional and things like that. Right. So he refused. Like, my sister one day, a girl beat up my sister, light-skinned girl. Her name was Amy. She was a terror. And my sister came home. My father said, well, who's you more scared of, me or her? And we went back downstairs, and he made my sister whip her ass.
Yeah,
and
remind me of my pops. He's just like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like, fuck it. Like, win, lose, or draw, no one's going to be a sucker here. You know what I mean? And so that's, you asked me who I was.
Yeah, who Poppy
So
is.
it was kind of like, it was not, I don't want to say pressure, because back then it was segregated. Like, the projects, the hood was segregated. Section 2 and Section 1 stuck together. Section 3 was like the robbing section, so no one really fucked with them. And then Section 4 and Section 5 was like the weed section. So I was really like a person that just stood. I was like, you know, that person that was only on his block, and then, you know, every now and then. So that's who I was, basically. I only knew my block, and I knew the politics of my block. I really didn't know what's across the street. It happened as I grew and as I started to listen to music.
Right.
As I started to listen to music, I was like, oh shit, there's a hood like Lost Boys. Like, really? I never even knew Renee was not from Lefrak.
Right.
The Renee, you mean Lost Boys got a Renee out there too?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was really music that was, like I said, man, like, that's why, like.
Rest in peace, Freaky.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. That's why, like, you know, when you look at these local kids that don't lead a hood, like, don't fail on them. Don't look down on them. Like, they just didn't have the opportunity. That's why I feel like I am. Like, I'm one of them local kids that still, like, you know, quarter water, like, flavor and shit like that. But, you know, I got the opportunity to go somewhere, and I took it. You know what I mean? Like, and I was first that kid that, you know, went to the beach with Timberlands on. Like, that was me. Like, that it's Biscuit and like.
So before the music, then you was getting into beef and all of that stuff too, or just growing up in Queensbridge, or was it more like you was just like,
Lefrak. But they gonna roast you. They gonna roast you in the comments.
Not me.
They gonna roast you in the comments.
But it wasn't like that. It was. I was just a hustler that was around hustlers. Okay. Like, I couldn't. It wasn't like something I did. Like, and the thing is, that's the thing. Where I always tell people, like, in this podcast game, or I lived on 18 floors. It was 18 floors. It was like 14 apartments on each floor. So when I sold crack, before I even left the floor, I had to compete with, you know, Javon that was down the block. I had to compete with a dude named N.O.R.E. that was right next to me.
Everybody's selling crack.
Everyone was selling crack. So I figured, that's what I knew. I said, you know what? These other people, they might have more product than me. They might have better clientele than me, but nobody's gonna stay outside as long as me. Not one of these motherfuckers.
And how old are you?
At this time, I'm talking about, this is 11 to 14.
11 to 14, you're selling crack.
Yes, yeah. I never
you're outside.
And I never had good product neither. Never had good product neither.
But you always sold it.
I always sold it. That was my motto. I cooked. I fucked it up. I cooked it when I fucked it up. I brought it to motherfuckers who were cooking for me. Yeah, I mean, it was a different time in those times. Like,
yeah, it was different.
It was different. Like,
my first time I made jelly.
For real,
it was just yellow.
How the hell at 11 though you get crack?
My first crack. I hang out.
Like,
well, my nephew hangs out with.
Popular.
My nephew hangs out with Ming. Well, Ming's father. The first time I sold crack I was 11 years old. Ming's father threw me a tennis ball. He told me, "Yo, go give it to Ronnie." See, and the police came, searched me. I had the tennis ball. I went and gave it to Ronnie. Ronnie gave me like $500 or it was something with a 5. I don't remember.
That's crazy.
And I gave it back. And I gave it back to Ming. And Ming gave me like $50. And at the time, I think I went and played Street Fighter and Super Sprint. You remember Super Sprint?
Oh,
Super Sprint. I
shit.
went and played Super Sprint. And I was like, wow, this was kind of cool. I want to keep, moving the tennis balls. I had no idea until one time he did me the tennis ball and I tried to bounce it and the shit ain't bounce. I went and I looked and I said, oh my God. But I still didn't know what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the time, that's what it was. Like little dudes was lookouts. Little dudes was, the pictures. Like, until I started to realize, like, oh, okay, like this guy's making $500 or whatever he's making every time and he's giving me 50. You know what I'm saying? So I started to lie and say I was 16. So I started to hang out with the 16-year-olds that was already doing that. You know what I'm saying? I started to hang out with Rob, Freddie, and Joseph, and Troy Outlaw, and Kiva Bones, and Down Leezy. And these dudes was all 4 years older than me, but they had it going. And what happened was the hood went into a war. And they kind of like, my whole crew was gone. So it was only 2 people. So when
murdered?
Like it was a dude named Star Kim, God bless the dead. He came, he went up the block, and he was like, no one's pumping out here.
Wow.
So I was too young for him to actually go at me. So I stayed, and I stayed on some like, I'm the young nigga shit, but when he turned around, I kept pumping. And it was like, it was just something I had. Yeah. And then he grew a liking to me, and it was just like he let me stay.
When did guns become like a thing for you?
Well, my father showed me a gun. I say it on sometimes. I said, my pops was the one that showed me the gun. He said, Poppy, you got to protect your moms, even if that means that you got to strap up arms. Again, I lived in a different time. Like my father, when there were shootings outside, and my father would just show me like, yo, look, under these boxing gloves, this is this thing, this is this. I don't want you to ever do it. Don't ever use it for, whatever. You use it to protect your moms, use it to protect your sister, use it. And I was just like, all right, cool. So he taught me like man shit early on. Because it was the time we was living in. Like it was New York City was not.
It was not.
It was not a good place. Yeah, it was not a good place at that time. I love where New York is at
the crack
right now.
house era, where it was like, where it really looked like New Jack City.
Yeah.
It was different. I lived on Quincy Street. There was a building across the street, abandoned, people going in and out all night. You figure it out after a while. There used to be crack vials all over the street. Mm-hmm. I used to collect the colors. Mm-hmm. I like the colors.
Well, it seemed like your pops had a huge influence on
that was my
life.
hero. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I wanted to know, was he like a part of the reason why you kind of entered like the Latino aspect of the music?
Of course. My father, I'm sorry.
Because you're like one of the first rappers to do it, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm the first rapper from America to do it.
Well, yeah. Obviously.
But what happened was my father, my moms would have Monday through Wednesday, and she would play, the Commodores and, Frankie Lyman and, you know what I'm saying, Teddy Pendergrass. And then my father would have Wednesday through Thursday, and he would play Willie Colon, and, you know what I'm saying, and be salsa. And so, and I always knew, like, I was always proud to be both. It was never like, I went, like, even when I went to jail, it was the most confusing thing in the world. Is because people would be like, yo,
what side
you with the blacks?
Wow.
Yo, listen. I'm playing basketball and handball. They're gonna leave me the fuck alone. Listen, I'm neutral. I was like the only dude that could do that at the time. Like go to basketball and handball's a big thing. Like if you're not Latino with they flags in jail, like on the street is big.
Yeah.
But let's imagine in jail. So
that's crazy.
I just always was like, I was embedded with that. Like, you know what? I used to say a nigga weekend, but I don't want to, I don't want to use the N word no more. But I'll just say a black weekend, a black Latino. Like, and it's crazy because, like, I really know how to eat Spanish food. I really know how to eat black food. It's just embedded in me. So later on in life, to get to answer your question about me doing Spanish music, was I went and did a record in Jamaica with I'm about to say Lil Wayne, Wayne Wonder. Wayne Wonder and Lexus in Jamaica, and this was like my first time like enjoying the island. But I shot it in Tivoli Gardens. It was the scariest place on earth at the time. It was very, very scary. You guys know Tivoli Gardens is a bad place, and we just stood there for 24 hours. But anyway, let me get to the point. So I had fell in love with Jamaica at that point. I was like, yo, even Tivoli Gardens.
It's a beautiful place.
But I felt like this is not your island though. you got the island life, but if you're gonna fall in love with the island, and fall in love with your island. So I went to Puerto Rico. I'll never forget this party. The party was jam-packed, right? I'm talking about, and I knew I didn't know how to speak Spanish. I knew I kind of felt like just a New York Rican.
Yeah,
So I'm on the island of Puerto Rico, and they're like, it's a sold-out event. And at the time, Ja Rule is just like a $10 million guy. He like sold $10 million. Ja Rule walks in my trailer. Yo, this is the only place to be in the night. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna disappoint everybody. Like people, they think I'm like really, really Puerto Rican, but I'm not. And I came and I performed, and they loved it. So I tried to speak Spanish, but I just put my cousin on the phone. I mean, on the mic, and he spoke Spanish. And I looked, and I just watched everyone dance. And I remember that night so vivid was because my cousins all night was sniffing coke. And I'm just looking at them, acting like I don't see them and shit. You know what I mean? And then I light a blunt, and they go, "Oh my God, Papito, you do drugs?" Like, y'all talking about me? Like, I don't see y'all, motherfuckers. Because in Puerto Rico, like, cocaine is not bad. But you bother somebody else. Like they look at it like, cocaine, you don't bother nobody. Like, but with weed, and I was like,
smell like shit.
It wasn't even that. It's what they called it. They said, "You do drugs?" I said, "You call this drugs?"
Haitians do the same thing though. They call weed crack. I'd be like, "Yo, it's not crack, man. It's weed. It's a different thing."
So that night in the party, I had looked, and I looked how people danced so much, and there wasn't a knife in sight. There wasn't a stabbing. There wasn't a shootout. There wasn't a fight, and I'm saying that's what I was so used to at hip hop at that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. The tunnel.
Yeah, I was this is after the tunnel, but I was still used to that.
Yeah.
And so I remember saying, like, I'm gonna just come home and try it. You know what I mean? And everyone laughed at me. Everybody was like, from even Fat Joe called me and was like, "Please don't do it." I said, "Joe, I got $1 million on the line." Yeah. EFN, my partner in Drink Champs, he not only called me and told me not to do it, but he made fun of me doing it. He's like, "Papi. And these are two of my closest friends. So I'm like, yo, you gotta really think this out, bro. Like, but I'm like, you know what? Go with your heart. And for at first, for the first 6 months, it was rough. Like, everyone looked at me, and then what happened was the music kept blowing. Then we reached #1, and Daddy Yankee became one of the #1 stars in the world.
Yeah.
And it just kept going, and it's just like 2 years. It took me 2 years though, for people to be like, you know what, he was right. You know what I'm saying? I had the cooties for a little while because
because
people
they was
were
like, what's going on?
Yo, you Spanish now, huh? Yo. And I was like, yo, for my first rhyme, I said, Jose Luis Gotcha. The first rhyme you ever heard me. I've never denied me being Latino, and I've never denied me being black, but I've never denied me being both. So when people see me cross over like that, I was surprised that they were surprised, but I went with it though.
But it was a new thing, and
it wasn't new, but it was hitting in America hard.
Well, I made it hit in America hard
right.
Because I really was shocked at how many Latinos would be here and wouldn't request it and wouldn't. So when I would request it, DJ Enough is my man. I would be like, DJ Enough, Camilo. So I would only go to the Latin DJs at first. I would be like, and when they did it, they was like, but I realized, their relationship was with me. So I threw out the record, took a big chance. I paid for my own record. I went to Def Jam. I said, yo, can I throw out this record? Kevin Lyles looked at me and was like, we don't never let artists go outside of the company, but we're gonna let you go this time. And I was like, wow. Shit. So I got 500 spins, then I got 1,500 spins, then I got 3,500 spins, and then when I hit like 4,000 spins, Kevin Lyles called me back and was like, bring me my record. Right. And I said, what? You just told me. No, exactly. Bring me my record. Right. You can't go outside this company. Right. And I just felt like, I didn't feel like arguing. I was like, you know what? Yeah. I proved my point, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see.
Same shit with the podcast, like, trust me. Same shit with Pharrell. When I was first messing with Pharrell, people were looking at me. That's why I always tell people, being told no is not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just you gotta believe in yourself. Right. If you believe in yourself, being told no is nothing, because a lot of those people that tell you no, if they're men, if they're real women, if they're real people, they'll come back and say, yo, I remember, bro. Yeah. You were right. you was ahead of your time. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like the podcast shit jumped off so much because of the Pharrell, what I did with Pharrell, what I did with Swiss, what I did with that type of sound at that moment, and then reggaeton. Then after that, you know, people doubted me with the podcast as well because they're like, damn, like, why are you going from being interviewed to interviewing people? And I just realized, like, eventually, I feel like battle rap, I feel like albums will come out on podcasts.
Yeah.
Because why should I fuck with the middleman? Just think about it. Like, even Instagram, love it. Twitter, I love it. But my messages ain't going direct to my fans.
Yes.
My messages is going to their algorithms. Then it's going, even though it's like 1 split second, they get that message prior to that. You understand what I'm saying? So you're dealing with a middleman. What if there is no middleman? What if there is a real direct to consumer? That's why I knew they kind of slowed me down on the podcast game because what I was doing was, when we was getting millions, at one point, we was getting like 3 million a week.
In the beginning.
In the beginning, we was getting 3 million.
Because everybody was like, there
was nobody. So I'm talking about we was doing 3 million a
Did
week.
you hear
So
N.O.R.E.
what I
say
was
slime
doing,
and it's not a record?
so what I was doing was I was dropping a record and I was going to Sound Exchange and saying, yo, y'all owe me 3 million. And they were like, yo, we gotta stop him somehow. Because I'm not lying. Where's the liar in this? Listen, if these numbers say that and I put a record there, then that Sound Exchange, if that would have been on iTunes,
that's crazy.
They would have had to pay me like that.
Very intelligent.
So they kind of slowed me down. They kind of said, listen, black man, you're going too crazy, baby. Like, hold up. And that's when I said, okay, I didn't back down. I just backed down publicly. I'm hiring lawyers, and I got lawyers to figure that out. If Raekwon has 3 million people on his podcast, and he drops his album on his podcast, and 3 million people listen to it, how you gonna tell me that's not 3 million?
That's not 3 million spins right there.
All right, maybe it's not hard copies, so you have to offset it, but there's something there that we're missing, and I'm gonna figure that shit out. I'm gonna just tell you, bro.
Right, because it's exceptionally, I feel like a lot of the podcast rules is kind of like, everybody's learning as you go, because there's no like pamphlet, like there's no rules.
Listen, that's exactly what you said.
It's either that or somebody know and they like, nah, we can't.
It's new.
It's you know what it is. In the next 2 years, record labels they're gonna put that as part of your image.
Yep.
They're gonna sign you and say, I own your digital, I own this, and that, and I own your podcast rights. Now you're saying to yourself, okay, here, take my podcast rights, because you're not thinking about making a podcast.
Right.
But then something like COVID hits. You can't do no shows no more. You want to do a podcast. Now you don't know that $3 million or that $2 million that you just took, you can't even get no money off your own podcast. So this is why I'm trying to tell people, sign your fucking self right now. To your own shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? So this is where you sign to a label, you say, yo, listen, I got motherfucking Pink Lemonade podcast, I got such and such podcast that you can't be involved with. You know what I'm saying? And that way it irons itself out. But this is I knew this was gonna be it. I knew it because why would you not want to speak direct to your audience? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you? Like, why? Like at the end of the day, like I said, like if you drop a tweet, you're competing with your fans who everyone else they following that day. Yeah. But a podcast is different. They have to click that link. They have to click it. They have to go scroll down to you.
Right.
For instance, what I'm trying to say is no one listens to your podcast by mistake.
Right.
You can't stumble onto, especially the audio part. You can't stumble onto that. Right. They have to hit that app. They have to all be subscribed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, once all of our fans, once you can say, I got 1 million people, and some of them might hate you, right?
Yeah.
But even your haters want to listen to you to make sure they still got a reason to hate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is what I'm trying to say. So
I love it.
When you put those algorithms together, I'm not gonna lie, they're gonna slow me down again. Because I'm being honest, this time I'm sending a white person there. I felt like they was like, yo, you went going way too fast. Like, and they were probably right because it was something I was missing. Because had I had it all together, they would have said, yo, here, let me buy that ideal for you and let's take it to such and such. But I'll perfect it.
A battle in a podcast format.
When you look at what you've done, even with Math Hoffa, when you look at your peers now that are taking on the mantle, because now I see in hip hop and in battle rap. More the artists now, they're creating their own media now. They have their own platform now. They're pushing. You see Lil Wayne with Tunchi Radio.
Not because of y'all here, because I talk about y'all when y'all not here. This is why this shit is brilliant. What y'all doing right now is brilliant. You have to have people talking from the culture from within the culture. You have to change the culture from within the culture. So in order to do that, like I said, it's like why me go, like let's suppose right now, God bless, Water and Snapple makes a podcast about battle rap. I know Water and Snapple ain't been through what she been through. I know ain't been through what he been through. So I'm gonna say Water and Snapple have to prove themselves to me. As opposed to this, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
These is the AR experts. These is the experts' opinions. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go and fuck with this because that's you know what I'm saying?
Like when basketball players end up being commentators.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like you speaking from experience.
Just like my favorite basketball podcast is Matt Barnes.
Yeah.
All the smoke.
Yeah, all the smoke.
Shit's
All
fire.
the
That's-
And I
smoke.
was going to say that too with the battle of the artists.
Yeah.
But let's be
Everyone-
clear, Matt Barnes was on Drink Champs first, so I have to say,
yeah.
I aspire.
It's a motivation.
Yeah, I have to
Got
say,
you.
but
Shout out
I
to Matt.
can't claim his thing. What I'm saying is that's what I inspired. I inspired for them to talk from within the NBA. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
And those are the best shows to me.
Yeah, because
the raw.
Allen Iverson ain't fronting. You see when Allen Iverson
Yo,
came up
he
there,
was chilling.
he ain't fronting. You know what I'm
Talking
saying?
like he on the block.
They talk so
They be on
like,
their nigga
like,
shit.
we
They
chilling.
smoking they bud. I'm like, this is fire.
So I gotta ask,
Yes, please.
what's your top 5 episodes that you've done so far?
Damn, that's a tough one.
Understand what you're saying. That's the ones people
No,
gonna click
It's
on.
a tough one, but yeah, we got 200. My top
But
guess.
you know, like there were sometimes you left
alright,
and the next morning you was
fuck
like,
with
yo,
you.
that was crazy.
Okay, yeah. My favorite guest.
Right.
Guest or you said episode? But my favorite.
Episode.
Okay, episode and / guest. My favorite guest is always Marlon Wayans. He came twice,
Nice.
but the reason why is he
Whoa.
kind of hates us. Like
What?
like
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I don't know. All
Why
right, let me explain this a little better. Like every time he comes, our AC is broke. Like we don't.
Yeah, he was hot as fuck, right? Sweating. I remember him just sweating like, yo.
Yo, sometimes we do that on purpose, but this, like every time he comes, we don't.
Right.
But sometimes it's just like in the booth. Like we used to have in Bearsville, they used to make the booth so uncomfortable. So you would go in there, you lay your verse and get the fuck out.
Right.
So what Marlon is, I see Marlon and Prime 112, and I don't know what was wrong with me this day. Never challenged a comedian, but I looked at him and he had on spandex, and he had on shorts, and then he had on.
Oh, wait, he had on spandex.
Yeah.
You said he had on
Yeah, this is true.
spandex,
He had on
but
spandex.
you went down.
He looked like he was at the gym from here to here.
Yeah, right.
But then his shoes he had on real shoes,
Shoes.
and then he had on a trench coat. So I said, "Yo, you all different 3 types of confused." And he stopped in the middle of 112. I swear to God, it was like 20 people, 25 people outside. And I could just see him making the jokes about me. Like I could see him just like the shit just registering. Like, because I made fun of him a little bit.
He said, oh, we
I
going
was like, I apologize immediately. My bad. Listen. Marlon,
Let's not take it there.
So I was like, yo, let's come on my show. He was like, you
Right.
know what? All right, I'm gonna come tomorrow. And he came, and this was here. This is the first time he came, right? The first time he came was here, or this was the second time?
No, the first time was
Yeah, okay, yes.
every TV channel.
So he pulls up, and he's just like, he starts ringing on my man from the beginning, which I didn't even catch on. My man had on, he had on one color of white, then like a gray white, and then a different white. He said, oh, you think you off-white? He's like, oh, shit, killed my man. Like, he had on 3 foul whites. I couldn't even,
Yo, that's hilarious.
So, and then what it was,
Then he went after the Air Force One. I mean, the Nike he had.
he went at everything. So, and he walks in, and now, mind you, like when a person is hot, I've trained myself not to act hot too. Because if I'm hot, then they're gonna keep getting hot. So Marlon keeps going like this. I'm going like that, but in my mind. Because I'm like, and he's like, yo, you not hot? And I'm like, no, Marlon, it's the cocaine you taking, man. You know what I'm saying? So, because I'm trying to be funny so he can throw it off. Because our AC is really broke. It's really broken. So he's like, oh. So that's one of my top guests. Whenever Jada comes, it's the top guest because he's one of just our family. Fat Joe, obviously.
Right.
I felt like I taught him everything he know. You know what I'm saying? I felt like when I look at Fat Joe's show, I'd be like, "That's my little man right there." You know what I'm saying? You know, my brother. Hey, he the big homie and everything else. But when it comes to the media, I feel like he the little homie. You know what I mean? It's okay. Who else, man? Who? Irv Gotti, and ironically, right now,
Math Hoffa. That's what's up.
No, I can't do you right here. I can't do you right here. But ironically, after he said Irv Gotti, Mike Geronimo was one of my favorites because like that was like something I handpicked. You know what I'm saying? Like like I looked and I wanted to say, yo, this is how let's see how powerful you are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I had made a couple of jokes about Mike Geronimo, and I seen them at but you know, I just have jokes. I don't mean it with no malice.
Right.
But I seen them at my DJ party. And I don't know if he was looking at me like, no, do N.O.R.E got jokes or, you know, that's this one that's open.
Yeah.
Or was I like serious about it? So I saw him and I was like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, and I was like, yo, come on the show. And he looked at me kind of like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, like, you know, you got a great story.
Right.
And the fact that he came and we told his story from his perspective.
Right.
And it went viral. I'm talking about everyone. I spoke to Jay-Z about it. I spoke to Mike Kaiser about it.
Wow.
Spoke to Irv Gotti about it.
Wow, yeah, of course.
I spoke to Ja Rule, BJ, a lot of like people, and Lenny S called me about it. Like a lot of important people from the industry wanted to know what I knew about him. Was like, why did he disappear? Where did he go? But the reason why that was one of my favorites recent is because I kind of like showed the power of Drink Champs. You know what I'm saying? Because it went like he kind of went viral. He was viral all over the place, and it was like prior to that, no one was thinking about him, and that's what I want to do. That's my main goal. My main goal is, you know, to put other people in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I'm long-winded. I've been feeling to be here. But I realized something like one day, like Jay had called me for a favor, and I was like, all right, bet. And then Fat Joe called me for Jay. And was like, yo, man, I don't know how you get in contact with Jay. And I remember Jay, like, I'm having this one favor with Jay. And I put Fat Joe in front of me. And I was like, you know what? I ain't making music right now. My heart is not even making music. Fat Joe wants him on All the Way Up remix. I think it was All the Way Up, or was it? Yeah.
You made that happen?
And yeah, he says it. He says it on the record. And I just put Bleak on the phone with Joe, and I was like, yo, from here, y'all take it, you know what I mean? And they took it, and, you know, the rest is history. But my life changed from that moment where I could have took my favor. Like, who the fuck gives away a Jay-Z favor? Nobody. But I had to be honest. Fat Joe's been there my whole career. Like, he's put himself in front of me a couple of times. So it was a time for me to do that. It was just the biggest favor of my life. Right. I'm never getting another Jay favor. Like, I'm never getting another. But you know what?
But you get a million Fat Joe favors out of that.
But through the grace of God, I feel like everything is because of that. It's because
you did that.
It was not only putting Fat Joe in front of me, because I don't want to sing it, but it was putting hip hop. It was time for Fat Joe and Jay-Z to squash their problems, for their beef. It was time, and I love to participate.
That was one situation I didn't like.
What? When
I like Joe and I like Hov. I was like, damn, why? And then, you know, there was rumors about Pun and all that. I was like, why? I like these.
What's funny, I was on that actual tour. And to me, it really wasn't Jay-Z, Pun, or Fat Joe. It was always Ty and Flex. And God bless the dead Flex. If you know, those are the two shortest dudes in New York City. Both of them. Two of the shortest dudes. God bless, yo. Then, you know, the short dudes is dangerous,
lot
bro.
Of heart.
The shortest dudes is dangerous. When he said Ty is 5'2", jump over you niggas like 5. Yes, it's true. Like, yeah, it's true. It's true. Ty and Flex. Rest in peace, Flex.
Peace, rest in peace.
Okay, let me put this low. Don't blare this out.
Someone we was talking about before everybody showed up.
Okay.
This versus thing.
Yeah, I'm in. Versus, yeah.
You down with doing the versus joint?
You know, I just when I did the assessment of the versus, I was like, you know, the person that I match up perfect with is probably Cam. That's probably the only one. And to me, that's different. That's like biting up, because there was a time where I actually chilled and Cam just kept going, and then he could go into Dipset records that I can't go into.
Right.
But I feel like it just wasn't. I feel like it was respectfully declined, and after that, I was just like, everything that I'm a fan of, I don't always have to participate. You know, right now I can sit back and I can sit and you know, I could just enjoy it. You know what I mean? But because other than that, like, there's probably no one else that I'm cool enough to sit in the room, even though me and Cam haven't really hung
What about
out.
Styles?
I'll be down for Styles.
That makes sense to me.
Crazy too.
I'll be down for Styles.
Yeah.
Styles is my man. That's cool. See, I like that. I like that. That's a good.
And the
choice.
verses is really a celebration. It ain't.
Yeah, but we want to take each other's heads off too. Come on,
Yeah,
that's like saying battle rap is a celebration. No, it ain't.
That
No, it
shit was
ain't.
a celebration, even though they was going at it.
Yeah,
I
but
feel like-
you don't want to lose though. Let me just tell you something. Everyone's competitive
So who
spirit.
lost?
Nobody
in
wants
your
to
opinion?
Nobody lost.
No, stop it. Just stop now.
No,
Stop.
everybody. listen.
Give me 5 minutes.
Go ahead.
Everybody wins and loses.
Loses?
Everyone wins and loses. This
Facts.
like I just listen. As much as I love battle rap, I'm not watching to be entertained. Just that
No,
bit.
you looking to see
I'm
I'm
who's
looking
going
to see
to
who won. Like
Right.
I'm gonna sit there and say, and whether you my friend or not, I'm gonna say, yo, man, you got 2-1.
got smoked.
Right.
You got 2-1, though. You got 3-2, though. You got 3-zip. Like, and because that's what it's for. Like, we're not here. We're here to be entertained.
Yeah,
Don't get it wrong. We're
Right.
here to be celebrated. But if I do a record with you right now, and I feel like this record is dope, she's still gonna say, N.O.R.E kicked your ass on this record.
Yeah, fact.
She's gonna tell you that. So
Yeah.
we came to celebrate.
Yeah, it's like that renegade
But
shit.
in my mind,
Yeah.
I still wanted to beat
kill
you.
too.
Yeah.
Fact.
And you probably still wanted to beat me. It's just I was the better man that night.
So who did you go in the studio with feeling like that?
I go to the studio with everybody feeling like that. I'm not gonna lie.
You already know what my favorite joint. Like,
what?
The joint that I committed probably like
Okay.
mad crimes to. The assignment.
Oh, with Busta Rhymes?
Yes, that's when I
Okay.
came on the show. That
Okay.
was the verse that I was rapping because I don't know why I just had that on repeat the whole summer.
Wow.
When you drop niggas on the run eating,
Right.
that was on repeat. Anytime yo Sav came to pick me up, that song
That was
was
your war
on repeat.
music. That was your
That was
drums.
it.
You know,
that
that
was your
Spiff-
drums right there.
That was Spiff Star first feature outside of Flip Mode. Like,
Yeah.
no one actually knew he rapped.
Shout out
He
to
was-
Spliff.
He was just my Brooklyn homeboy, and I just put him on that. But yeah, back to verses. Like, I feel like it's a celebration. But I feel like everybody gonna want to win.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody.
But I'm saying, who did you go in? You said you went in the studio with
Like
everybody.
really
like that.
everybody. Like really like when people ask me who got the best verse of Band from TV, I just gotta mind my business because I've always
shit
thought
was
I had
hard.
the best verse. Like I didn't care. I get it. Everyone be political and pick pun. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I get it. Like I get it. I get it. You know, some people say Nature because he's the underdog and he set it off. I get it, but I've never felt like I had the least verse of
I
Band from
always
TV.
want to ask you something about that. When you said Hennessy straight with tomato juice.
Yeah, okay, because I used to drink Hennessy in one cup, and then I used to just trace it with tomato juice. That's what my father used to do.
I was about to say, my father
used to
drinks
do
that
that.
shit.
He's a nasty
Hispanic? It's
motherfucker.
Hispanic?
He's a nasty motherfucker.
He used to put
like,
tomato juice in his Coronas.
Yeah, that's
What
Yeah,
tomato juice?
tomato
I
Yeah,
never
Finn still
liked
does
tomato
that.
juice.
Yeah, I don't like tomato juice.
I don't know.
All right.
But when you said it on the regs, Hennessy
Yeah,
straight.
Hennessy straight with tomato juice. That's how
I
I
was
used to
like,
drink it,
technically that's not Hennessy straight.
Yeah, it's not
but-
straight. No, I
but-
ain't say Hennessy straight with. Well, I did say with. Yeah, so you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Where
He
you
made
get
on
your
the
style
side.
from?
Uh-huh.
Because you have like one of the most unorthodox styles in hip hop.
I
period.
always wanted to be different. Like I've always. My favorite rapper is Granddaddy IU. If you listen to Granddaddy IU and you listen to me, you be like, nigga, you lying, bro. Because
How
I'm
did
the
you get
exact opposite. I come from a place where you admire the person, you don't copy the person.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I just remember like I'm from Lefrak City, born and raised, but all of my Queensbridge guys at the time, they were being smooth because Nas was being smooth. Nas was winning. And that's how I started developing that. What? Because I was like, damn, this is not us.
Us,
Like
right.
it's not even Queensbridge. I'm from Lefrak, but it's not even Queensbridge. Queensbridge dudes are wild, uppity, up energy, vigorous people.
Yeah.
And so that's how I started like with the what things. I just wanted to be different. I wanted to apply my little 45 words of Spanish that I knew. And I just wanted to like, I wanted to be different from everybody. I wanted to stand out, you know what I mean? And with the War Report, I got to do that. But with N.O.R.E, I got to show that this is me, you know what I
Right,
mean? Because
right.
the War Report, I was a part of a team,
Right.
regardless of what,
And Capone got locked up.
Capone got locked up. Like I always was a solo artist, but I didn't plan on being a solo artist.
How did you and Capone get together?
We was in jail. I was in jail. We was in a church called Billy Wade, and I used to sneak him like sneakers, and he'll sneak me bud and shit like that. We was doing this shit in church. We was not good people. Like, we was not good people, bro. Like, and it was just like that's how you know in jail, like.
Shit different in
Like
jail.
when I think about what I was doing, I was like, yo, we was smoking out of Bible
church,
papers
right,
in
right,
church,
right.
though.
That's just the
Like we
closest
went to the
thing to a
bathroom
roll-up.
in church and was smoking Bible papers. Like, damn, I said, damn us, bro.
Did y'all have a particular chapter that you used to rip the pages out?
Nah. In fact, I used to just go straight to the back because I always wanted the one with no words.
Right.
Like, and then one day I smoked the one with words. I just felt like I was doomed. I was like, yo. I was like, this is over for me.
Smoking God's words.
I must have prayed from 11 at night to like 9, like 7 in the morning. Like I was just praying, like God forgive me, man. You know, I have a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Say, you know.
like, but yeah, that's how we connected, and it was crazy because, and this is real talk. Like Capone never really rhymed in jail. He rhymed very slightly, and he came home, and I remember we went to the board together. It was very sad because we became like best friends.
Right.
And then like you want your best friend to go home, but it's like, damn, nigga, like you also want your best friend to. So it was a bittersweet moment because he went home and they hit me with another 12 months. So I was like, geez, Louise, Papa Cheese. So I sat there, and I remember 2 months prior to that, me hearing that, you know, he got some shit popping, and they came home, and him, Traj, and Faith Newman were together. Now, people who don't know who Faith Newman is, that's the person who signed Nas and then signed Illmatic.
Right.
And then that week or something like that, we went to Hot 97. I could remember this like it was yesterday. We went to Hot 97, and we was going to rhyme or we had just rhymed. And Big was in front, Hot 97. This is when he said, "Well, Little C's crippled me." He had the leg brace on. And I was like, yo, bro, you know, Juicy is my favorite shit in the can. You know what I'm saying? So I said, yo, would you rhyme that shit for me? That's how goopied out I was. And Big hit a couple of bars, and then Capone was man enough to say, yo, I spit. And Capone stepped up, and he spit. And I remember Biggie like, yo, I'm signing this dude. And I remember like, oh, it's over for me. Like, oh shit, he signed Capone. There's no CNN anymore. There's no CNN. And I was like, I thought it was over. I was just like, oh shit, Biggie signing Capone. Like, what can I do? Like, and it was like, I should have said I rhymed too at the time.
Why didn't you?
Why
didn't you?
I was so nervous. I didn't know what to say to them. Like, so that's why a lot of times when fans come up to me and they don't know what to say, I like kind of help them out. I be like, what do you want? Like, cause I wish Big would have did that to me. Like, yo, you want to rhyme? You don't want me to rhyme. I'm already on.
Right.
Like, yeah.
That's
So
funny.
it was hilarious, man. It was
Wow.
hilarious. I never met Pac. Many stories with Big. Never met Pac.
How'd you get on? Like, where, like the moment where you like, oh, I'm about to really be on. Like, niggas about to really know this shit is about to get real. I can take care of my family.
It wasn't until N.O.R.E. album. You know, after the War Report album, I went back to selling crack. Like, not because I wanted to.
So you had fame, but you didn't have the money.
I didn't know if I had fame or not.
Oh,
I
so you
never
didn't-
left.
Right.
So the War Report dropped. Like, you gotta remember, we had no album release party.
I bought it.
You know what I'm saying? We had like this was
I love that.
All right, in the middle of the album, Capone gets locked up. The record label don't really know what to do. I don't know what to do. Me and Traj slightly start beefing, and so the shit drops. I don't remember us having a album release party, a single release party. I don't remember us, you know, going to do radio. None of that. It was just like, it's out. If you get it, you get it. That's why when people say it's a classic, I be like, yo, thank you, motherfucker. But where was y'all at?
Right. But
like,
no, for
when
me,
that
it's
shit came
ill
out.
to hear that because
Yeah,
I'm in the hood playing that shit every day.
So it was one day, Akinelli came through the hood. Akinelli see me make a sell. This is a favorite story. Akinelli see me make a sell, and then he pulled over like he was the police. And I damn near was about to run. And I was like, oh shit. It's like, I was like, yo, are you not listening to every car that drives through? So me, I'm just thinking these are people just driving through the hood, you know, just knowing that this album is. So he showed me, he was like, yo, and he brought me out of town. I think it was like North Carolina or something. And I did LA, and T-O-N-Y, and everyone knew the words. And I was like, you mean my album went here? Because again, I just thought New York. I thought it was just New York. I didn't know. And I really didn't know that I could make it until I'm Leaving came out off the Firm album.
Hey.
When I'm Leaving dropped, because it was just like, God bless them. Like, you know, they were so high and they were so
Shout out to
Nas,
Nature.
AZ, and
Nature.
Nature was they, but Nas, AZ, and Foxy was so high up there that this was a sleeper record on the album. No one thought this. And I was just so hungry. Like, I laid that shit in like one verse. No, we know this, yo. But no, we know that. But no, we know that. Why? Fuck that. I can make you famous. Bro, we're going and this wasn't even my session. This was Nature's session. So like, I went in. I was just hungry.
You went off on that.
And still,
you was trying to kill Nature.
No, I was definitely probably trying to kill Nature. No, I was trying to kill the record.
Yeah.
But Nature just happened to be standing by.
Right.
But I remember me loving the record, but I love every record. And I remember when it dropped, and that shit just changed because that dropped. Then I did Royal Flush, and then I think Big Pun. You came up.
Was that Iced Out Medallions?
Yep, Iced Out Medallions. Iced Out Medallions, and then Big Pun. Those are my 3 features. That after that, I was like, all right, this is it.
You and Pun really clicked.
That was my man.
You really clicked because I started seeing every Clue tape. It was like a N.O.R.E. and Pun record. I'm like, they about to start a group.
Well, we was starting a group. We was the 3 Amigos.
3 Amigos.
Supposed to be me, him, and Joe.
And Joe.
Crazy.
Yeah. Those was, you know, they embraced me as a Latino. You know, it was something that I needed. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew I was repping. Like I was spitting my little bars, Jose Luis Gotcha, Golden Guns, Frank Sinatra, Amigo Chacha, on the scene with Binocular. I was doing my shit, so they recognized and they embraced me. Like they're like, yo, you know, because there's a lot of people who just wasn't claiming their Latin side, and that's disappointing. Like you know, even my man Fab, me and Fab are very close now, but. At one point, I used to tell Fab, man, represent your Dominican side.
Yeah,
you know,
because I hear about like that through Paul Kane.
Okay.
So he be talking about like, yeah, you know, Fab, you know, why you think he always with Spanish chicks? This is this guy, you know what I'm like, but you don't really hear it, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Nope. Yeah, the only reason I knew he was Spanish is because in that video he had Air Forces with the Dominican flag on. Yeah. It was always Latino.
What he didn't know, which I told him, is he would have did that two or 3 more times. There ain't nobody in the world who support people like Dominican people.
Facts.
There ain't no. I mean, Latin people, period.
Latin people, if you Latino, they will hold you down.
Yeah.
So you get on. What is it like? You know, now you know you can financially help your family or your friends and things like that. How does that change your mindset, whether it's fear
or for all the artists,
knowing where you coming from, shoot niggas, selling crack, this, that, and the third. Now you got money.
My best year of my life was 1998.
98.
That's the N.O.R.E. project.
My pops died July 3rd, 1998.
Wow.
My album dropped.
Rest in peace.
I'm in the middle of tour. This was a crazy moment for me because my father always thought I was lying when I said I was rapping. Because, you know, it wasn't famous back then.
Right.
So I just remember this moment. I remember me going to Seattle to go see him. And me just cutting on BET. And it's the first and only time he's seen Super Thug video. So the shit came on. And he saw it. And I remember he just hugged me. He was like, I'm sorry, Papito. He was like, yo, man, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I thought you was a piece of shit. Like, I was like, yo. I was like, damn, shit make me a little crazy right now, my back. But word, like, I remember that moment. And it was crazy. Like, and then I went back, and like 2 weeks, like a couple of weeks later, we found out he passed. And I remember Chris Lighty came to see me. And this was like a real moment for me because he was like, yo, it's either we could give back this money or we could keep working. And that's some hard shit to say to a kid, but it's also what I needed to hear. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I would have had to give back like $750,000 at that time. You know what I'm saying? And that would have hurt me just as much. Well, nothing would hurt me as much as my father passing.
Right.
But I wouldn't have been able to pay for the funeral. I wouldn't have been able to pay for the family members and certain things like that. So after that, so that was like when I had a little baby, he talking about like the best year of his life, and then it's also his worst year of his life because his pops.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, little nigga, I relate to that.
I get it.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't relate to a lot of these artists. That's why on Drink Champs we don't interview them. But that one right there, when he said that, I felt him. I was like, oh shit, because I went through that, and I thought no one else went through that. To know that someone else younger than me is going through that right now. Like I wish I had his number. Like I wish, but I don't know if he know who I am or even take the calls. So I didn't. I didn't actually reach out. But yeah, it's in the air. Yeah,
when you're in that position, you lose your pops, and then people still telling you, "Well, nigga, this is business still goes, nigga."
Right.
Does that make you look at the game or look at niggas like,
but
y'all niggas ain't shit? Like, but
even more than that, is it the fact that you pushed through it that made it your best year?
But that's the reason why I hate the Melvin Flint album after that. And I say after that, because I would not have to give back just the tour money. I had just signed a new, because the shit went #1, N.O.R.E.
Yeah.
So I had to sign a new contract for my next album on tour. Because I was like, fuck, you want to give me another money? I'm like, all right, boom. But then my pops died.
Yeah.
So now I'm obligated to that contract. So that's why I say Melvin Flint dropped. My whole colossal stopped. I can't believe I fucked up and made a half-ass album. My excuse is my pops just died. And I ain't want to make music. My pops just died. Well, I had to keep in that motto. I had to keep that motto of, yo, we could give back the money or we could keep working. I knew personally, I've never really seen my pops have a bad day. Like on some real shit. Like if he had a bad day, he really ain't show it to us.
Right.
Like he was actually like, yo, he always was.
He's a nice guy.
You know what I'm saying? He was always like, he was always a loud type of guy. So I knew he didn't want me to cry at his funeral. Like I knew that for a fact. Like I knew what type of person he was. Like he wanted, like he was a strong, like I love you. Like that's how you say I love you. Like I love you, nigga. Like all right, damn, nigga. Like like that type of macho. Very
masculine
so
type dude.
I knew that I had to do that, but that was strong because I didn't grieve. And then after the Melvin Flint album, when I read the reviews, and I wasn't supposed to read the reviews, but I did.
Don't read the comments.
And that's why I don't read comments to this day. That's scarred from that shit. But when I read the reviews, and when people were like, he got Hollywood or such and such, or lazy. What they didn't know, it wasn't lazy. It's just I didn't want to be there.
Right.
Like I was at a place where I didn't want to be, and I should have breached my contract. I literally should have been like, man, I took the money and fuck y'all, whatever. Not the tour. The tour I should have completed.
Right.
I was in the middle of that, but I shouldn't have rushed it. I gave them what they wanted to, man, and that was something I regretted.
I feel like the Melvin Flint album is.
And there's so many people who love Melvin Flint. I'm sorry when I tell y'all this story.
Right.
So many people who love that album, and they be hurt. They looking at me in the airport. Nigga, Melvin Flint was the shit. I'm like, yo, it's me personally.
That's how you feel. That's how you feel.
Yeah, I had to say that.
It's like Nostradamus.
Okay, with Nas, yeah.
Yeah, because he was going through something similar.
Okay.
And everybody was trying to diss that album.
Okay.
It's different.
Wasn't my favorite. That's my man. This was with him and Turks and Caicos.
Hold on.
Okay.
But the first time, not the first time, but the second time, I battled T-Rex. Swag was putting up all the bread for the battles.
T-Rex is the dude with the pimple right there? No, that's how I identify niggas.
But that joint. And I battled A-Verb. The A-Verb battle was next. Smack ran into you.
Okay.
And you introduced that battle.
Okay.
Now, going back, understanding, CNN, War Report, Channel 10, Blood Sport, every day. Then N.O.R.E. drops, and a huge fan, and I see that. He puts it out on YouTube, and I'm like, yo, you know this Noriega, Capone was with you. He was lit. He was super lit.
He just came home.
Yeah, he was super lit. And he was like, yo, I want to introduce this battle. This is my man Math Hoffa versus I was so hyped, bro. I was so hyped, bro.
That's dope.
Hyped.
That's dope. Because I always thought your battle rappers be like in your own league sometimes and be like not recognizing how much that we think y'all heroes. You know what I'm saying? Like because like I said, like it's a different type of restraint, different type of humbleness.
Right.
And it's a different type of also arrogance too. Because for you to let somebody talk to you in your face, you gotta know I'm coming back. So that's arrogant too. So like I always just admire that. Like I just always was like, I just feel like y'all tougher than me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like y'all tougher than every rapper.
So you look at this as strength.
I look at it as strength, yes.
Being from the hood, knowing how easy it is for shit to just go left.
Especially when y'all start spitting. Like, you know, when y'all can't control y'all spit, and it's just, yo, like, when I was just looking at the Mook shit, I was like, damn, homie. Like, he gotta
It did look like Tay-Rock was
Tay-Rock was, it looked like he was extra spitting. Or unless the camera had an ill light on him. Like, it was just like.
To the point you got damn near wipe your face, like, all right.
Yeah.
Let this shit go for now.
Yeah.
Especially if you're winning. If you're winning, and it's like the dude baiting you.
Yeah, he's baiting you to try to get up out of there.
I get it.
As far as like pure ability and lyricism and things like that, how do you see battlers? Like some battles might be like, we the best rappers in the world, but industry niggas would be like, nigga, we the best. Like we're the industry, nigga. We done made millions. But battle rappers would be like, nigga, we go through the shit and we have to come up with the shit
like,
live.
We did the last episode.
I agree.
I had this dude Mac Myron on there, and he was like, if Jadakiss ever battle, I kill Jadakiss. And I'm sitting there like, and there's a lot of dudes that was in the building that's battle rap fans who was like, nah.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know. This is kind of in between because this is what we do.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Jada would probably beat a lot of battle rappers in lyrics, but showmanship, he ain't got it. This is my friend now.
Right.
It's a certain type of showmanship that y'all got. It's just like the Joe Buttons. Joe Buttons is a perfect example. Like, I believe Joe has lyrics.
Oh, yes.
But when he stood up there, if y'all not gonna be quiet, I'm not gonna finish. You lost.
That's not battle rap.
That's not battle rap.
Right
That's
now.
it. You know, Joe's my friend.
And the battle rap fans being who they are, they booed him
It's
for
the
that.
showmanship. And then what's my man name? He
Hollow.
just took full advantage of that.
Yeah.
He don't have to sit around and say, look what he's doing wrong. He picked up the mic and it was like, I'm sorry, bro. Even if I had it 2-1 at that point, even if I had it 2-1, the minute he put down the mic, I would have 3-0. I changed the whole battle card.
Facts.
Because, and it's not Joe's fault. Again, we as people who is artists, we think it's lyrics.
Right.
But it's the showmanship that come with. That's like what I said. Like, I love when motherfuckers be like, and they be like, and the crowd be like, oh! They be like, hold on. Like, hold on, because he's hyped, and he's getting the crowd, and then he hit the bar again, and then like, you like, yo! Like, that shit get me hyped, you know what I'm saying? So that's the problem. And like, again, it's about the showmanship. And that's something, unfortunately, in battle rap, you can't teach.
You gotta go through it.
That's an experience.
Now, this is something that I hear you on that.
You can teach that?
I hear you on that.
I'm saying
You can practice to get better.
for a seasoned artist that's been 20 years in the game as an artist, it's hard for that man to go back and like, I think Eminem lyrically could beat a lot of people, but I think the showmanship is going to kill him, bro.
So I just battled Method Man.
I seen y'all shit. It was a respectful battle. It was respectful.
Yeah.
It wasn't
It wasn't that raw.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was. Even though y'all did take shots at each other,
right?
But I could tell y'all friends. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I could tell y'all friends now. All right, you battle. That you never met. Damn, I'm trying to figure out a person you never met. I'm thinking. You ever met E40?
No.
Great example.
Right.
2 different coasts. Y'all never meet each other. Your respect for E40 is going to be there as a vet, but you're also going to want to win.
Right.
So you also might go Google some information that might not be correct, but you're going to use it to get this battle.
Right.
It's going to be a different level of respect. Now, E40 will have to do the same exact thing.
Yeah,
He will say,
right.
yo, I respect math, and that's what it will boil down to. It can't boil down to lyrics because we all got that. The thing is, it's about how you correct the stage. Now, most of us know how to say, put your hands in the air. You don't care. We don't know how to be like, yo, did you hear what I said? Bear. Bear. That's a different thing. You know what I'm saying? That's a different thing.
Poor bear.
Because like that shit right there. Because we not used to that. We're used to 16s. We're not used to making it stretch. Whereas everything is entertainment, and sometimes the shit that go over your head is even entertaining.
But
so
it's even the mannerisms you use.
but
the way
now,
you move
but
your
now,
body.
but now, if you say, all right, let's go in and make a record with them. Now the artist has an advantage because the showmanship might be different on the record.
Facts.
Now I could be like, I can do the same showmanship on the record, but you know I punched in.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
You know I couldn't have did that. I put a helicopter in my verse.
But
you understand?
But it's kind of the same thing because we went in the studio first.
Oh, that's how y'all memorize your raps?
No, for me and Meth,
Okay.
we hit the studio first.
Okay.
We recorded it,
okay.
and then we shot it. It's
see,
kind of like
different
shooting
from
music.
how-
different.
No,
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
different.
battle
That's
rap.
not
See,
battle rap.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
in that
so
sense.
it's battle rap little cousin.
Yeah,
What y'all did.
yeah.
That's his little cousin, you know what I'm saying? That brother's
But that's the first thing I told him when I heard it. I said,
but
y'all
that's
being
the
real
first step.
friendly.
That's the first step.
But this little cousin, could you see like other
Yes,
rappers?
I can see it, but like I said, there would have to be two people who don't know each other, who have to actually do some investigation. Like you and Meth also have records together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it would have to be two rappers who a rapper / battle rap. Like it would have to be like, I'm gonna tell you something,
Like
and they might know.
Meek?
They might know something like a Murder Mook versus like a Royce the 5'9". You know what I'm saying? Where they know each other, but Royce understands the culture, and Royce knows that Mook is gonna talk about your mother. You know what I'm saying? And Royce knows that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And Royce should talk about Mook's mother. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anybody's mother is dead. I'm just giving an example. So God bless
Yeah,
if
yeah,
anybody's
God
dead. I
bless.
apologize.
Do you think it's also harder for the industry guys? Because when you come into the battle rap world, these fans are not just your fans like that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you
If
If
saw
you don't
Cassidy.
impress them,
Yeah.
Nore, you the shit.
And I don't
Yeah,
They'll
like,
boo the shit out of you because they'll be like, yo, Nore,
Yo,
nah,
listen,
nah, nah.
I'll tell you what. You told me if I do a versus, yeah, but would I ever have a battle rap? Hell
Yeah,
no.
like,
no.
Hey, let me tell you
I
something.
sent you the clip.
Hell
You
no.
remember what you said when I sent you the link?
I forgot. Tell me. What we want.
He was like, yo, you was like, yo, that's fire, but I will never do that shit.
No, because like even when it's friendly, it's
Yeah.
still harmful, right?
Yeah.
And the thing about it, like I said, that's some thick skin. Like you gotta really like.
See, now this is confusing for me. Because
me
you
to-
go in the studio
and I
and you
go on
try
Twitter,
to kill
and I go on Twitter.
whoever's...
Yeah, it's a difference because.
It is different because you killing on a track. You killing
Right.
them with lyrical ability.
Right.
In a
And I'm
battle,
not
you killing
dissing
them
them,
with
yeah.
personal.
But you still
Yeah.
gonna
their
kill him.
life.
You still trying to
I
kill
still
him.
trying to
You're
kill
trying
him.
to make everybody say you had the best
Yeah.
verse and
Better
they was
pen,
rapping.
better pen.
Yeah,
Right.
still trying. But battle rap is different. That's a whole different.
Yeah.
That's like at the end of the day, like I'm used to going on stage to impress the crowd. You guys got to go on stage, impress the crowd, and outdo your opponent
Yes.
at the same time.
Yes.
And still be entertaining.
I think y'all gonna be doing that too.
I don't think.
No, when this thing is over,
Okay.
those verses things gonna hit Madison Square Garden.
I believe so.
That's
like,
gonna happen.
I believe if Buster would have did a versus, I believe Buster would have performed all his records and he would have beat anybody. I don't think he would have let his records just play.
I mean, he's in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah, I
what you
think he would.
expect.
I think he would have been.
But I do see the verses like when COVID is done,
Yeah.
these are gonna be concerts.
Well, that's what.
that should be fire.
That's what Swiss wants to do with Diddy, right?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know.
with Diddy and he wants Diddy to versus
Jermaine Dupri.
Dr. Dre.
Dr.
And he
Dre.
wants
That's
to do that.
crazy.
I would
That
love
would
that.
be
That's
Listen,
a
by the
crazy
way,
versus right there.
if he put
Crazy.
off
That's the
Outkast, what is
ultimate.
it? Outkast and what?
Out-
And who else? It's Outkast. Tribe, yeah, Outkast.
Outkast versus Tribe?
If he do that, that's
That's
it.
crazy
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like versus.
Shout out to Q-Tip.
Versus is bigger than.
God.
Versus is, I don't want to say bigger than hip hop, but it's
Well, it's huge.
yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gladys
Yeah.
Knight and
I ain't gonna lie, I skipped that one, bro.
So Brandy.
I be liking a little bit of disrespect.
Well, no,
a little bit.
yeah, Brandy
Brandy
and
and
Monica.
Brandy and Monica.
I like a little bit of disrespect, man. Like there was
It's helping.
disrespectful.
It's
Yeah.
helping their
1,000
streams.
memes came
though.
out of that.
Like you see, like Brandy and Monica. Obviously, they're hit artists in a
Right.
different time,
But-
but it helped their streams in this time. So
It's
now
dope- it's
young
dope
kids
to
are
help
like,
their
oh, Brandy and
streams.
Monica.
But it's like also but for what? Because if streams, you can't go on tour right now, and you don't own those records.
Right.
It's also like a double work for nothing sometimes. So you got to be careful, like you know what I mean. That's why you see a lot of artists trying to play their new shits on the shits, like you know what I mean. You like nigga, like
I don't know the
I don't know
song.
that record, but them niggas like this shit got 3 million streams right, now.
right.
Like
Get
the
up
world
on
will
it.
know it afterwards.
Right.
Because, so sometimes it's. So I get the love of the culture. I get that. Don't trust me. I get it. I get the love of the culture. But you know, how much love are we really gonna have? And especially when it's corporations that's involved. You know what I'm saying? So all due respect and all love. But I feel like once it gets to that level of a Madison Square Garden or things like that, everyone should be paid, not just the artist that's there. Everything should be paid because we're at that time now.
All right. So did they're having this podcast make you more enthusiastic about ownership?
Yeah. Well, I was enthusiastic about ownership from hip hop. Hip hop schooled me to that. Just being involved in me starting to own my own company is me signing myself. Like I'm my only artist that make money. I got other artists that sign to me, but when the monthly statements come in, I got all that. They all of them. But fortunately, I'm the one that sells, and so I signed myself. And when I noticed that, I was like, you know what? I'd rather rate me, if that's what it's called, than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So when I did that, and then when we entered into this podcast game, I didn't really want no friends. We had signed to CBS, and we became number one. It was like number one for like 6 months straight, and they would try to take me out to dinner and cocktails, and I was really like, I don't even want to be friends with none of these dudes.
Right.
Not because I didn't really want to be friends, but I just knew that I was here for a moment, and because I just wanted it to be all business. I had messed up with that in hip hop by, people taking me to dinner and me, giving them my phone number, getting friendly, and and so I just didn't want to do that in this podcast game at all. So I had a goal. And the goal was a little hard at first because me and EFN for 6 months to 8 months to maybe 10 months we did it for free.
Free, yeah, you told me that.
And even because the ads that we wanted, the ads that we was getting wasn't the ads that we wanted, and we knew if we would take some of them, then that would be our price forever. So we were just like, fuck it. We just kept holding out. And it takes a lot not to sell. Like when you hit that number one mark, you know what I mean, on the audio tip, it was just like. And we were just like, you know what? Fuck it. Said, let's just go. And then, like I said, then we had all these other people come at us, and the rest was just history. We just stuck with our guns. But I don't want to lie to the people at all. Me and him had a couple of calls like, yo, you sure? Like, we was in the hole. Like, yo, bro, at this point, we spending way more than we even thinking about making. Yeah. And that's why it's good. Like I said, if you believe in yourself, just stick with the fucking guns, and eventually somebody's gonna come or something's gonna come, and it's gonna work. But
that's real, because we kind of in that stage right now. But I gotta say,
but even Eminem talked about y'all. Come on, man.
Yeah,
come on, man. Even Eminem,
I know.
But as your advice, like somebody who has a podcast, what do you feel is the biggest stream of revenue messing with podcasts?
I love audio, because audio is different. See, that's what I recommend right now. YouTube, when you just putting your show on YouTube, that's like getting your shit in Costco's, right? Now, getting your shit in Costco's is an accomplishment. But if your shit is in the back of Costco's, it's really not an accomplishment, because remember, at the back of Costco's, that's only where the plants is, or the bikes, or it's after the produce.
Right, it's not the number one.
It's not the number one. So that's the reason why having it on YouTube is a blessing. Because it's on YouTube and it's with a whole bunch of other shit. But when you establish that audio, that's where, that's why you see Joe Budden and,
like when you said, people are looking for that audio.
Yep. And Gilly the Kid, that's why you see them beefing, because we all do great numbers on YouTube. We all do great numbers, whatever televisions we got or whatever. But that audio position is different, because those are where the loyal fans is. Those are where the truck drivers that drive the UPS and FedEx truck.
Facts.
Yep, and they say, and I'm driving by, they honking their horns, and even police officers like, man, that episode. I'm like, how you be watching that on duty?
Because
I listen on duty. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. So now it might not be the biggest revenue, but it's the most I like, because that's where we started from. So like what happened was, we only gave away the audio and we never gave away the video. So we kept holding it. I'll do an exact opposite, which is smart. But what we did was, we had signed a contract with CBS, but it was only for audio. But what we were doing, we was filming all the episodes, and how we was promoting the audio episodes was through clips of the thing. So CBS caught on after a while. CBS was like, wait a minute.
You got this on video?
Filming this?
Yes.
And we like, yeah. They're like, well, let's
renegotiate.
Let's do that. And I said, no problem. That's a separate deal.
Right.
And this was the first time in podcast history that people in hip hop podcast history that people didn't give away their YouTube for free. So I was like, all right, cool, boom, we did that, and then the Blessings Revolt came along after that, and they wanted to take over the television rights, and we was like, oh, okay, let's make this 3 different streams of revenue. Because remember,
That's crazy.
Remember, CBS didn't own the YouTube. We had to license it to them. Right. So we still own that. So we licensed it to Revolt, and the rest was history.
Title as well. I remember
that was later on. That was later on. That was later on. That's in the beginning.
Killing anything, though.
So real quick, what's what would you say is the best platform to release the audio on?
Well, right now, for you guys in particular, for you guys, I'll tell you like this. It might be fucking best to drop the shit on in your own independent, unless you see something that's for y'all. Because one thing for sure about y'all know your own audience. So I'll tell you like this. It matters sometimes where you, my bad, it matters sometimes, my son. Matters sometimes where you put it, but we've been number one these past couple of months with nobody. We're independent.
Right.
So like we just throw this shit out. So imagine like we're doing a deal with iHeart, but imagine when we do with that. But it doesn't even matter. What y'all shit right now is you have a built-in audience.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now it is to build in that audio part of the audience.
Right.
And that's the part where I like those fans the most because they don't care if I'm sick. They don't care if it's my mother's birthday. Every fucking Thursday, they
are there.
Yo, listen, they curse me out in a respectful way.
Yeah.
Like I love that. Like I love like listen, I've been platinum before. I got 4 gold albums, 1 platinum album,
N.O.R.E.
and I've never ever felt this important when it comes to my audio audience because they're just
where you at? Like
we set up a time Tuesday at such and such. I'm just giving you an example. Tuesday at 1 o'clock. And Tuesday at 1:02, they already cursing me out. Yo, bro. Y'all slipping, man. Y'all slipping, bro. Like, and they be hitting me like it's me personally uploading this shit. I'm like, yo.
I'm not doing it.
Do y'all not understand? Like, I'm a busy man. This is an engineer, man. Yeah, I be telling on hazardous. I'm like, yo, this is hazardous shit, man. Go tell them.
They be getting at me like,
telling you, yeah, because your audio. See what it is y'all did the exact opposite of Drink Champs. So y'all audio crowd. From all of those, y'all just missed a whole audio studio audience. But once you drop it, you're gonna build a whole nother audience. Because trust me.
No, they're asking for it.
Yeah, trust me. That or don't sleep on that. That's what an actual podcast is. A podcast is audio,
right?
And you know what I mean. And then you give them more by giving them a visual to it.
Because I just learned a lot more about the audio side of it with the ads on audio and how you promote other products on the ads audio, and they get paid for it. Yo. So yeah, I'm just starting to do that shit too.
We got so good with it, like we'll be promoting like something like a Swisher Sweet or something. We'll be like, yo man, pass a Swisher, and you don't even know it's an ad. Like, man, this is the shit. Like you're looking, they're satisfied because they don't want us to promote it like that. They don't want us to be like, stop, this is a Swisher Sweet. So we got so, like I said, we got so good with it. We be
it's
promoting,
more genuine,
and no one even knows we promote.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
well, in closing, I want to say,
we can keep going. I'm in.
You sure?
I'm in. Shit, man. I'm in. Y'all got I'm in. Yeah, please. Come on. I'm in.
You want to run it?
I'm in, bro. Y'all got me. Y'all got my car through a motherfucking swamp.
They hit a flooding out here. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Why Miami, Nore? Why you out here, bro?
What you said?
You left New York and you came out here. Why Miami?
Miami saved my life on the low, bro. I was getting divorced. I had IRS problems. It was just terrible for me. That first year I lived in Miami, though, I don't think nobody would want to be my friend. Like, I was like ecstasy all day. Like, all day. I would wake up in the morning. I would go to Gold Rush. Then I'd go across the street to, what the fuck's Club Space. You know what I'm saying? I used to hate Tootsie's because of Tootsie's music.
But shout out to Shannon Briggs. Every time I call Shannon, he'd be like, come to Tootsie's. I'm at Tootsie's. Come to Tootsie's.
Yeah. Now it'd be 12 in the afternoon, come to Tootsie's. Yeah, that's a professional strip club. I like a little loose shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so that first year I was going through the IRS shit. And Miami have 6 different parts of Miami. They got if you want to get high and you want to fuck up, and then they got you get your life together. And then they got yo, bro, what are we really doing in life? So I went through all those little stages. Then I met my wife. I met my wife on my father's death date. I met her July 3rd, 14 years ago. And I went to Lario's. I went to eat Spanish food because of my father's day. And my two boys that I was with, Spiff TV and Eddie Giggs. And I went in Lario's, and I've seen a whole bunch of Spanish girls. And I love Spanish girls, so I sent them some sangria. You know what I mean? And if I know she too, that's right, high five, goddammit. Sent them some sangria and right there. And it was crazy because my accountant had got me an apartment because I used to come out here and just spend so much money. So my accountant, before it was all over, before the IRS came, accountant had got me an apartment, and I just stood out here, and it was just a blessing from there on out. Like, you know, I had, my wife had moved in, not immediately, obviously, and we stayed together, and then I moved to Kendall. It was the worst mistake ever.
Oh my God.
It was the worst mistake ever. Big up to my people in Kendall.
Why?
It was just so boring at the time.
It's a little Columbia out there.
Yeah, it was just so boring. Columbia. I was just so crazy. And
my daughter's in Kendall.
Oh, yeah?
She's half Colombian.
Yeah, God bless. And then
Naya,
from there,
she ain't gonna watch this.
And then I moved back, and I moved back to the main city of Miami, and then Miami just been a blessing for me ever since. So, yep. What you say, guy?
Well, my question, I wanted to kind of.
What kind of glasses though? Because those is fly. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. I see you out here now. It's looking
now
real
you on the
nice.
spot now. You gotta tell them.
It don't really cost nothing.
Okay,
You
all
gotta
right,
tell
cool.
them. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta tell them.
You gotta roll with them. You gotta roll with them.
You gotta tell them. They look good.
That's it.
They look good.
But I kind of wanted to go back. I feel like I didn't really get an answer
Yeah.
when I had asked you about like when you finally like got into some money out of the rap game and everything like that. How did it change how your neighbors, like your friends, looked at you now? Niggas like, yo, N.O.R.E, you made it, nigga. You supposed to take care of the hood, nigga. What's up? Like, did you get that?
Of course. Every rapper goes through that. Every rapper feels guilty until you got to realize everybody can't come to the meeting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just real shit. Like me, I'm a little different because I was a street dude. Like, I was the shooter of my crew. Like, I didn't have the shooters. Like, so I was a little different. People knew how to talk to me. Not like I was super gangster. Don't get me wrong. There's always, no matter how much money you got, there's someone always got more money than you.
Yeah.
No matter how much of a gangster you is, there's always somebody more gangster than you.
Right.
So, and I don't want to say it like that, but, you know, I went through my phases of where people thought I went Hollywood because a lot of people, like I said, I had got on through the middle of my raid from my hood. So I was literally only the two people that didn't get raided. Like my whole neighborhood, you could Google it, it's the Lefrak City raid.
Yeah.
And I was like one of the only two people that stood around. So when a lot of people came out of it, because, you know, they raid like 300 people, but they only got 28 indictments. You know what I'm saying? But they'll get everybody just to scare the projects.
Right.
So as people were coming home, I was blowing up. Like people, you know, a lot of people felt like who I moved on with, they should have been there with me. You know what I'm saying? I suppose like us three, we were all hanging out, but a year passes. Now it's just me and hanging out. Now you and her really kind of fell out. You know what I'm saying? But she got the communication with me, and she don't feel like bringing you around, and you can't get at me. You're not even mad at her. You mad at me directly. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what it was, like, going through it. I remember, like, seeing other rappers going through it and be like, I ain't gonna never go through that shit. And then people, I didn't go through it, like, physically, really, but I went through it, what's that shit? Like, you know, people talking shit about me, and not coming around, and, you know, like,
it's weird.
Yeah, so
did it make it hard? Like make it like in a sense for you to be like, yeah, I'm not going back to the hood or going to certain places.
Of course not, like because I had family. Okay. But at one point I was mad back. You know what I'm saying? It's just a natural thing. Like if a person get mad at you for something that you didn't do or didn't have the intentions to do, and then you sit back and you think about it, you get mad back too. You be like, you know, not to sit around like I
didn't have nothing to do with that.
Like
why you putting that on me?
Like the thing is, I remember this one time. I'll tell you this funny story. I remember this was one guy. His name's Wop, and Wop was my man. But I used to bring Wop out every like we used to go to the hood and see who's ever out in the hood, and whoever is there, I would just bring you out. So we would just go out a regular night, and you know, Wop just happened to be there for a couple of weeks, and Wop would go back to the hood, and he would describe the night he had with me like it was amazing. like we had a regular night. It was just Big Daddy Kane might have been there, like it might have been, but it was just a regular night. But he would go back to the hood, N.O.R.E is doing it. Oh, you don't understand. We was out there with Big Daddy Kane, and at first people used to be like, yo, man, like how the fuck you always bringing? And at first, I used to get mad at him. I used to be like, yo, why are you describing shit? But how the fuck can I get mad at how he sees life?
Yeah. I mean, you and Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah, I'm like it was just like, and people who didn't make it to those parties would get mad at me.
Yeah, like, why you invite me?
And
I
didn't have those same stories as well. I didn't have those because maybe I was somewhat getting used to it. And that's the fucked up thing about being successful is it's always your people who like you said, who will be like, yo, you know, boom, 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 or he doing that, or he not doing that. And they kind of change, and it makes you change too.
Yeah.
It makes you change because...
Makes you aware of how they're changing.
So you had survivor's remorse in a sense? Like, I made it, and all of these niggas who was selling drugs and...
you pulled my car, I still got survivor's remorse.
You still got survivor's remorse?
I still got people that I speak to that I know I shouldn't speak to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Famous people.
I ain't gonna front, Nore.
I will never let you tell, you ain't gonna get this out of me, but I got famous people.
Yeah.
And people be like, why the fuck are you still fucking with Yang or Yang?
Yeah.
It's because I felt a certain part of my life, they got involved with, or I got involved with them, and I made it through, and they didn't. And they didn't. I'm talking about, this is a famous people, and I got that survivor's remorse too.
But you know, the few times I've met you, you've always been like, you don't seem, you're not Hollywood. Like,
no, I can't
every
be.
time I see you, you in the mix with everybody, you chilling, like you really down to earth with everybody.
You remember the first time I met you?
I've met you so many times, I don't know. I don't remember, no.
I was outside of SOBs.
Okay, okay.
And you walked up and you was like, who got a bogey? I know one of y'all.
Sounds like me. Sounds like me, for real.
And I was like, yeah, I got you. And I was like, yo, you know, I'm mad. He was like, I know you is.
Yeah,
you know?
I remember. I said, don't snuff nobody tonight. Something like that. For real. Because that was it. But I like this. I like this.
Yeah.
Now,
y'all getting heated. I'm not
gonna because also I wanted to ask you too. Growing up in Queens, in the rap scene and everything, very competitive in Queens?
Oh, yeah. Well.
Yeah. At that time?
Well. Or how competitive was it?
You had Nas.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Mobb Deep.
You
had y'all. I'm
gonna break it down.
You had Core Mega. You had.
Like, if you look at,
I thought Clue was from Queens.
Clue is from Queens.
He is from Queens. Okay, I'm bugging.
But if you look, it's West Side Queens and South Side Queens.
Right.
Now, West Side Queens is Queensbridge, Ravenswood, Astoria, Woodside, Lefrak, Corona, Elmhurst, Jackson Heights. All right, so let me say the rappers that come from there. That's Mobb Deep, Rapper N.O.R.E, Nas, Core Mega, Tragedy, Akinelli, N.O.R.E, Soul Sisters, Corey Flush, Mike Geronimo, right? Then you got Southside Queens. Now, Southside Queens is Southside, obviously. You got Ja Rule, you got 50 Cent, you got Lost Boys, Run DMC, LL Cool J.
Okay.
So.
Wow, different styles.
So yeah, so
like even when you name them, it's like
it's too.
Like,
I like to call it because you know, like I said, I grew up broke. I like to call it the trains and the buses.
Okay.
So we're the trains and they're the buses, because we only could get to Jamaica Ave, and then from Jamaica Ave, Parsons Boulevards, you got to get on
a bus,
a dollar van or a bus, you know. And so I like to break it down like that. And I forgot Irv Gotti, 50 Cent. I said 50 Cent.
Yeah,
right?
50 Cent.
Okay, so stack bundles, yep. So that's all from the different parts of Queens. So is it competitive? Yeah, but for me, Akinelli was from Lefrak City.
Okay.
And I remember me seeing Akinelli on TV, and him, you know, his album name was Vagina Diner, right?
Yeah.
Which was great.
Yeah.
But that didn't represent my hood. That didn't represent my part of the hood that I represented, right? And you know, like he was a freak. He was a freak. You know, his shit was about Benny Hill. You know what I'm saying? He used to rub his own nipples. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a different type of nigga. Like I always had to respect that. But I knew I
You
wanted
don't
to.
even know who Benny Hill is.
Yeah.
I'm
You don't know either, do you?
What?
Benny Hill.
Benny Hill.
You don't know.
Yo, like it was a horny white guy late night on TV.
Word. He used to
Like,
run around. Yeah.
Yeah, it was back in the days.
I know, I can tell
Your mom used to see you watching Benny Hill. Like, you turn that shit off because it was like soft porn and shit, but it wasn't porn.
But it was comedy porn.
It was comedy porn. Word. This is different. So,
crazy.
So I knew I wanted to represent something different. I wanted it to be, that's why I went from Lefrak to Iraq. You know what I'm saying? That's why Queensbridge went from QB to Kuwait. We just wanted to be different, period. Like all of us. I remember Wu-Tang had the Shaolin shit, so we wanted to go with the Iraq and all that. So, but to get back to see if we were competitive, I believe so. We're just like battle rappers with a beat.
The reason I asked that because it was a setup to go into. I remember seeing a cipher, you 50, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking like, damn.
That was my session. Yeah,
that was your session.
That's my session. That beat playing in the background is www.Nore off the N.O.R.E. Session. Like I was the only dude messing with 50 when everyone hated 50.
That's where I was gonna go
Everybody
into. So when y'all got that cipher and everything like that, I see the other guys and things like that.
Words and Punchline. Words and Punchline was the other dudes. But go ahead.
In a sense, for you, was that like battling in a sense? Because I'm watching y'all all in there. Everybody want to get their shit off, and you one of the top niggas in the game in there.
No, I was headed to be the top dude in the game.
Okay.
But at that moment, to tell you the truth, I didn't look at that like I was battling. I did look at it like it was a cipher.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I did look at it like because a time when I knew that when a cipher turns into a battle was My Son and Shine battle.
My Son and Shine.
My Son and Shine.
Exclusive.
My Son and Shine.
It's going down.
We in Justin's, and everybody want to know who Shine is because we've never seen him. We've never seen him.
The source did an article on him. Nobody heard his music yet.
Saw his face.
Nothing. He had the shirt off with the shotgun scar. All that.
I don't
Nobody
think we saw that
nothing.
yet. We just found out he got signed to Bad Boy and they got 900,000 for. We don't know what he had. We don't know what he had got signed for a Bad Boy, but we knew his publishing was 900,000. So I guess everybody was kind of slightly hating on him.
Right.
Like happy, hey, but man, nigga, I ain't getting 900,000. Nigga, I got
We been out here.
Yeah, I got 899. It was shit like that was going on.
Right.
So he had walked in Justin's, and it was a big, like, this is Shine. Like, let's shine his hair. Like, this is a big moment.
Yeah.
And I remember it was like different people at different tables.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we winded up outside, but I think Chris Lighty was there, and I remember my son, because we start rhyming. I think I set it off, and I rhymed, and then this was the first time we heard Shine rhyme.
Right.
And Shine rhymed, and for some reason, I don't know, and my song could co-sign this story. My song looked at me and was like, big homie, I got this. And he just looked at me like, nigga, you got a deal already? Please. And
let me just take this over.
And like, I swear to God, we communicated like that. Like, there was no two-way back then.
Right.
But he looked like let me
do this.
Right.
And I remember them going back and forth. And I remember after that, the rumor was that they said Shine could never battle on the street again.
Wow.
Because
My son got him out of there?
Yeah, my son got him out of there.
Yeah, shout out to my son, man.
Yeah, he was a battle rapper.
Shout out to my son and Sean. Sean is he's into politics now in Belize.
Yeah, big.
You know what I mean? Big time.
Now going back to the cipher, you rapping
They're
with
both in the politics,
you rapping with a
actually.
young 50 Cent before Chubby 50.
Nah,
all of that.
But you gotta realize, all right, I knew 50 at that point.
Okay.
All right, I did 2 records with him prior to that.
Off his
but
project,
we went to Bearsville, so there was this legendary studio. I kid you not. If anybody like from Nas to Nature to Femme Fatale to maybe Foxy Brown to Trackmaster Tone to Steve Stout, anybody you could ever speak to, you ask any of those names. You ask them about the studio called Bearsville. Well, Bearsville, you rent the studio and it comes with a mansion, but it's in Woodstock, New York. So at 6 o'clock, there's nothing there. So you can only make music.
Right.
That's it. You better go shopping and go get your swishers early.
Before that.
Before that, because
it's dead.
All it is a house and then an engineer. An engineer lives in the house, and then you go to the next and it was the best music you could make, and we made it at Bearsville. And so we had came back from Bearsville. It was me, 50 Cent, Nature. We were all up there at one point together.
Was that like 99?
That's got to be like 97.
97?
It got to be, yes. It's before
So
N.O.R.E.
you-
I'm making N.O.R.E. album. N.O.R.E. album is 98.
And 50 had a buzz then too, like
50 had a buzz, before then. Yeah, he had a buzz before
crazy.
then. So we all did that. And that session you talking about is us coming back from Bearsville and me getting with Kid Capri. That was Kid Capri's beat. That's why if you look at that footage, you see Kid Capri. I think he got a hood on or something, and that's why Kid Capri is in that session because
Shout out to Kid Capri.
yeah,
That's the homie.
yeah, so-
he loved battle
Actually-
rap too.
He
So did
actually
you
did an album
did you know
with
50
he
was
did a
gonna
battle
blow
rap
up
album.
at that time? Like how he like when y'all there and y'all chilling, did you be like, oh this kid might be one of them ones, or was it just like okay, everybody just doing their thing?
I know it sounds so like easy to say right now because
Yeah, because he
he is.
he's 50
I know,
now. Yeah.
but my dude, from the moment I met him,
yeah.
I knew he was relentless. I didn't know why.
Okay.
I didn't know. I just knew he wasn't stopping. I just felt it. He had that type of energy I had when I was on the block, where I said, "I'm gonna finish my cracks every day." And it was just something about him. He was cocky. I've never met a humble 50 Cent. Never. Like even in the
Even in
beginning,
the streets
even
and all that?
in the streets, even in the beginning, he's always believed in himself.
That's
He's
what's up.
always like,
Yeah.
and so I know it's so easy to say, so cliche to say, yeah, I knew he was gonna be a star, but it's the truth. Just like Pharrell, like I know it sounds like so easy, but the
What made
moment
you
I met-
decide to like bless him with those 2 tracks? Because you know the
Who, 50?
yeah, because
It was hot.
Yeah.
The tracks was hot. I was walking from studio to studio at the time.
That's when he was toning with Tone
Tone and Poke, yep.
Yeah.
And I remember this. It was an honor. The first one I did, it was an honor because, and the second one. But he said, "Man, you know the hood gonna co-sign me if I get a track with N.O.R.E." And like so, he let me know how powerful I still was. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because he was like, "Yo, if you do this track with me, I know the hood is gonna co-sign me." And I did it, and it was kind of real because I didn't know the pressure that he was on, like that he was going through at the moment. I didn't know about blackballing. I didn't know
Balling and
that
all
even
that stuff that was going on.
even if that existed. Like
I gotta say, yo, out of all the New York artists that emerged, all the superstars, if you was to trace a lot of people back to the beginning, you was there.
Yep, from Swiss Beats, Scott Storch. I know he's not from New York.
Let's run down the list.
Swiss Beats, Scott Storch. Well, Alchemist was Mobb Deep, but I was I was in there early. Alchemist.
50.
50, Easy LP, Swiss Beats. I said Swiss Beats
Yeah, you
already?
said Swiss Beats.
I forgot.
Cameron?
Well, no, Cam was on. I can't.
You was there early.
I was there early. Oh, you
was
talking
there
about,
early.
oh, you talking about
Yeah,
early in
that's
their
what I'm saying.
career? Oh,
when
that's
when
a different.
artist was like, damn, I need to get a feature with somebody that's popping.
Oh, niggas coming up?
Let me tell you something.
Niggas coming up.
I got flyers with me and Jay-Z on the show too.
What?
Yeah, I got flyers where. Yeah.
Can we get that other bottle?
Yeah. Let's
Can
get
we
that other bottle, please.
Let's
Yeah.
get that other
I
bottle.
got
Haas got it in the fridge. Yeah.
I've been in a. I thought you meant put on, like, or had something to do with they putting on. But in the beginning, a lot
But
of
that's
people's
part of
career.
it.
Oh yeah, I'm from Pun. From
Cam.
Locks a little bit. Yeah,
Locks.
I was down with Cam in the beginning. Yep, we used to do cartwheels together. Yes. Go Google footage of Cam doing cartwheels. I promise you. Yo.
Yo, I actually see him do one on.
Yeah, I swear to God, go Google footage of that, bro. Like Cam was one of my best friends at the time. Like I remember I did an interview called What and I called 5 people that I could call at the time, and it was Memphis Bleak, who I still could call.
Shout out to Bleak.
It was Fat Joe, who I still could call. It was 50 Cent, who I'm not sure if I can still call, but I know the love is there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I've never asked for the new 50 Cent number.
Right.
He did your show one of the
Yeah,
first.
he's gonna do it
Yeah.
again. He's gonna do it again.
I'm waiting for
It was
that.
Cam and I forget who else. But I remember all my boys being like, everyone here had beef because 50 had the How to Rob shit where he talked about Joe. Joe was in the building. And he talked about Bleak. Bleak and Joe had problems. So I remember us just walking everybody out, and then 50 came, and I told 50 to come. We have this on footage. I told 50 to come. I said, yo, bring guns or whatever. 50 had a gun and a bulletproof vest on with the 50 Cent chain. You can Google all this. And yeah, he came to my studio. So I can still call 54 favorite. That's a fact. The fact is, like me and Cam, cool, I'm good. I always don't really understand why we ain't as close as we used to be. I know time changes, and I'm gonna tell you something. I respect time. I respect father time.
Is it a Miami thing?
Maybe it could have been. It could have been, but I don't think.
There's
I don't
a
think
lot of
so.
associations out
I
here.
don't think so. Sometimes I don't think we grew apart. I just think that I think what happened is he was doing his thing, I was doing my thing, and obviously, time. But when we see each other, it's always love, and that's what I respect. Had I ever seen him and him give me the head nod, then I would be like, oh, okay, there might be smoke with us. But every time me and Cam see each other, it's always love. I always bring up the times. I did his first summer jam was with me. His guest, I was his guest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We did NBC. N.O.R.E, Charlie Baltimore, and Cameron. You know what I'm saying?
You took it back.
I fucked it all up because they kept saying, yo, you gotta have the boom come out. And I couldn't watch the boom. I couldn't the boom. And it's like, no, you're gonna come out. And I came and I fucked it up. But then we did Glory, where my down south niggas at?
What?
Where my East Coast niggas at?
What? Yeah.
And Bad from TV. So we got classics. It's just always, sometimes it's certain things in life where you just be like, all right, cool. Maybe time would tell me what's going on. But for now, me, I got love. I got respect. I don't understand. But, maybe it's not meant for me to understand. I fuck with Jewels. I fuck with Cam, too, when I see him. I fuck with Jim Jones, but he's never been on Drink Champs, and it is what it is, man.
Yeah, some things that I ain't gonna lie, like in this, it's not on the same scale. But some people I look at and I'm like, why you ain't been over here yet?
Yep. Yeah, what's the crazy shit? Sorry to cut you off. The crazy shit is, we living in a time and days where you gotta accept shit that you ain't supposed to accept. Like, you have to accept it because, like for instance,
so when you say you're not supposed to,
for instance, I'm gonna tell you the example. Like, for instance, right now, I'm ecstatic. Our first time having Pharrell on the podcast. It's our first time having Pharrell on the podcast.
That's gonna be crazy.
But the crazy shit is, like, I feel like this should have been happening.
Yep. Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to jump up and down for joy because that's what I'm doing anyway.
Right.
But I felt like, when I did this when I started this 4 years ago, 5 years ago, you should have been one of our first guests. But I also realized that that's something that I can't force.
Right.
Like, you can't force and you can't complain about it. You just got to accept it. And sometimes it's big enough to accept. Sometimes it's worth it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just like with Nas. Like, when I first started the shit, I was like, yo, I want you on the shit. And I was like, yo, when I'm promoting something. And I was like, all right, cool. I didn't know how to take that. Okay, when you promoting something. But I didn't get what he was saying. He was like, yo,
but
the next
around
album,
the time that we rolling something out,
And then the next album came, and he actually did it. I forget what album that was. Lost Tapes, I think it was.
Right.
And he actually did it. But so sometimes,
too,
so sometimes, when a person is giving you not a no, but they saying, when this comes around, then it's not a diss. You have to sit back and just like right now, King's Disease. I could abuse my relationship with Nas. I see him with people I know that he don't really talk to and things like that.
Right.
I could have hit him, but I said, you know what? I don't want to abuse my relationship.
Yeah.
He only did 2 interviews his last joint, and I was one of them.
Right.
So King's Disease, I just sat around, enjoyed the album, I bigged it up, but I didn't abuse my relationship. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that way about Smack. Like, Smack should have been on this show.
I feel that. Smack is your Pharrell.
When you spoke to him, though.
He's your Pharrell.
When
I spoke to him, but
said, when it makes sense, we're going to make it big, baby. That's
but
what he said.
that don't make sense to me. You know what I mean?
No,
I'm like,
I feel you, but
I'm like, we was together before it was big.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So...
No, I feel you.
When it makes sense, Hoffa.
Yo, listen. I'm gonna tell you something.
At least Nas was more specific when I got a new project out.
Right.
But when it makes sense, what does that mean?
No, it's the same thing, though. It's essentially the same thing.
I mean, what new? Hey,
you never know, man. It might
that's
make sense
maybe
before
the
the year's
next new
over.
project.
That's the thing that we all gotta realize is we went from the people waiting for us So we waiting on people.
Hell
and it's a humbling experience. Like,
It is.
because it be times where people come late, and I know they my friends. I know they my friends, but I'm like, yo, because my shit is not like I work for a radio station. Meaning, if you don't show up, it's not like my job keeps going. My job shuts down. Cut.
Right. And that's the same thing. Like,
wrap the cameras. If you don't show
we got
up,
an episode this week because you ain't show up.
If you show up late, like so. I've been trying to explain people to that. Like when people do drink champs, I tell them, please don't come drunk. You know, come sober. Not to say we're not gonna get drunk. We're gonna get drunk together.
Right.
But I don't want you to come drunk because then it looks crazy. But and I started like when people would come late, I would, and I was like, damn, you know what? That's who the fuck I was.
Yeah.
That's who I was.
You was doing that shit.
That's who I was. Wow,
like, yo, you was misfit. That's crazy.
When people were mad at me for being 10 minutes late, I'm like, holy shit.
It's hard because I'm a star, man. When you
now both of you guys do the media thing. Both of you guys are artists, right?
I know Space not used to that.
I know Mav go through this a lot.
Not used to being a star.
But do you get to the point where like things that you said on your show has affected, or people call you like, oh, why you let him say that about me, or da da da? Have you ever? Because I know Mav get it, and this is battle rap, so Mav get it all day.
I got it from the show.
Do you ever? Do you ever get them calls where niggas is like, yo, N.O.R.E, why you let him say? Oh, this shit went viral.
Yo,
and it's like, yo, N.O.R.E, why you do that, my nigga?
That eating butt conversation with me and EFN. You know how many people hit me up about that shit?
Yeah, they're like, yo, Mav, you did too much, my nigga.
Yo, after a while,
represent the culture the right way.
Niggas was bringing up. I was like, yo, mind your business, my nigga. I'm getting off the phone.
Yeah. That's actually a part of media.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Exactly.
I didn't know. You know, it wasn't people called me I went too far. It was where people lie on us. Like the Floyd Mayweather shit. They got Floyd Mayweather spelling GOAT wrong. That's a lie. He didn't spell it wrong.
Right.
Like they was like, you know, capital G or capital, however they made us spell it, capital G, capital A, capital O, capital T. Yeah. That's not how you spell it.
Right.
But and then that same week, they had Lil Wayne fake sniffing coke on our shit.
Yeah.
Because Lil Wayne went like this. He went like this, and he blew the ash off.
Right.
But they reversed him, go like this. And I was like, I said, damn, if I wasn't there, I would have done that too. Like, so.
And the media is.
So that's, what was your question?
Nah, just like, do you get negative feedback
that's
from
what
the things
bothers
you do in
me
your
more,
show?
is that I know if I answer one of them, I have to answer each and every one. Of any time anyone took a piece of my show.
Right.
So that's what bothers me
They try
more.
to go crazy with the Diddy shit. With the party, party, they had their fun with that.
They went wild with
and
that.
That was what started it.
And another one of my favorite ones, I can't lie, the Lamar Odom episode.
Yeah,
there was a moment in there that was hilarious.
That's why I say you
that
gotta
nigga
come
looked at you
sober.
like, are y'all making fun of me? Or and N.O.R.E. like, nigga, we love you.
I definitely wasn't making fun of
no.
them. But you know, like I just guess, I mean, we are the drink champs. Like we can't really I catered to Royce the 5'9". I catered to Joe Budden. I catered to I believe Luke Skywalker. We didn't smoke for him.
Okay.
Right.
So I catered to you. You just gotta ask for it. You know what I mean? Lamar was a special thing because he didn't ask for that. He asked for if everybody we interview, we get a liquor list.
Okay.
So whether it's me or Mr. Lee call you or somebody, if you were to see his liquor list, it was crazy. Like that, it was like 16 bottles.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
what the fuck?
And it's crazy because I knew he could handle it. So but we catered to as much as it was, and it just is what it is. Like it's a drink chance. We're gonna smoke. We're gonna drink. We're gonna ask you some crazy questions. And that's what it was. Did we manipulate the cameras to make it look like that? That's what we did. We made it look like that. But if you actually look at the Lamar Odom video, like I
enjoyed it. I watched the whole thing.
I actually handled that very well. Like once he felt he was offended, I let him know that I didn't mean no offense because I didn't. And if I did mean offense, I would have held on to it.
Right.
But I didn't. So I was just like, yo, bro, just in case you don't know,
We having fun.
you know, we having fun. Like, I joke on Fat Joe. He's supposed to be the most serious guy in hip hop.
Right.
And I joke on him in his face. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He jokes on me back.
Right.
So that's what this is. It's about us saying that we're superheroes, but showing that we're human. Because if we're superheroes, the best part about Batman is Clark Kent. The best part of Superman is Clark Kent. Or whichever.
The best part about
Bruce Wayne. The best part of Peter Parker, Superman is Peter Parker.
Because you see a different side.
Because it's both. And, you know, because if I'm going to sit there and say, the intro to me, I always big them up. So if I big you up and I say you're a superhero, don't be mad at me for knowing the person you are when you change in the booth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know that guy too.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it is with us. And but have I ever really received slack? Nah, we never really. The Lamar Odom was one.
Lamar
because
Odom was
They said that
was-
we made him relapse, and no, that's not the truth. What else? I don't even want to say.
Yo, let me ask you a question. Yo, you ever like have a promo and you know this promo look crazy,
And it's not really though.
but it's not that. If they watch the episode, it's not that.
Yeah, I
but
got
the
it right
promo
now. This week.
It's gonna make them want to catch it.
Yeah.
They're gonna want to watch it. They see the
Young
promo.
Berg right
Young
now.
Berg is a thin line.
Yeah.
It's a thin line. Right.
Oh damn, you knew that? Damn.
He's a fan.
Oh
He's
yeah,
a fan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, him right now is, I think he gassed it. God bless him because we're cool with him, man. But I feel like he did this on purpose. Like, and like I said, I want to say this with all due respect. But he called me and he said, "Yo, Nore, would you added certain parts?" And I agreed that.
Right.
But then he went on Fat Joe's live. And it was almost like he tried to G-check me almost. He was like, "Yo, Joe, that shit can't come out on Drink Champs."
Wow.
And Fat Joe looks and he put his head down and, Joe answers appropriately. As a friend of mine, he said, "Well, why would you say that here? Because you're on live. Like, you can't erase this."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Nah, well, you got to edit that." He goes, "You fucked up now, yo. It's
live.
Because
now everybody's going to want to see it." And
Right.
Joe knows he really can't control my show, because if he could control my show, he'd have controlled it for his own shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's went far a couple of times for his own shit.
Right.
And I didn't edit it because it's just like, that's what Drink Champs was built on. Drink Champs was built on, for lack of a better term, because y'all got it, is barbershop talk. That's why y'all do it in the barbershop. You know
Exactly.
why? Because barbershop got a certain form of relaxation.
And everybody
be
just
as
talk
honest as you
comfortable.
want
where
to
you're
be.
supposed to
Right.
be as honest as you want.
Right.
So for that week, we couldn't edit it. So because you forced my hand, you know what I'm saying? Like, you forced my hand. But it was no disrespect. And when I went and I looked at the actual episode, I don't think anything he said was out of line at all. I mean, for certain people, you're gonna, to each his own. But it's him speaking his life, and he says that a couple of times in the interview. He goes, "Well, this is just my life. This is just my life." So
Right.
when I went, and I really don't look back at episodes.
Did you ask him about the Transformer joint?
Yeah, well, he brought it up.
Right.
The trick, the Transformer joint is the
Yeah.
trick thing. So he brought it up, and then he brought up, a whole bunch of other things.
Yeah.
And, it's funny because I went and I watched it this morning, and he didn't go too far on things, especially if he's saying, what he said to me was, "This is my truth." And when it's your truth, you can never go too far.
Right.
As long as it's your truth.
As long as it's your truth.
It was not your truth. That's why even Prodigy, like, I kind of, hated certain things that Prodigy.
Now, this was something I was iffy on.
Nah, you ain't
speaking
got to
about.
be iffy about. Nah,
Yeah.
like, but if he felt like that was his truth, then that was cool. Like,
And I've heard you say that before in the past.
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he, like, me personally, I know the real truth.
Right.
So I'm comfortable with, you know what I'm saying? Like, if me and you go out to a club, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have the terriblest time in the world, and you have the best time in the world, what the fuck is your truth from mine? Like,
Different experience.
you like the chicks that I ain't like.
Right.
You liked the liquor that I didn't like. You liked the atmosphere that I didn't like.
Right.
It doesn't kind of make you a liar.
Yeah.
It just makes you your truth.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make me a liar neither. To know that I had a boring night.
Yeah.
To know that the weed was garbage.
Right.
To know that
bitches
the
was
alcohol was
trash.
not.
Cause
Chicks,
you
I can't even look at the chicks. That
you was
doesn't,
fucking
you know what I'm
with
saying? So I feel like that. You know what I
Okay, so
mean?
he's just speaking his
but
truth.
rest in peace to Prodigy.
Yeah. You can ask him.
That situation when he put that book out, I know it stirred up a whole lot of stuff. Were you guys able to
Oh yeah, his last show ever was I seen him. His last show ever. He was in Las Vegas, and that's the reason why to this day, like, when his name come up, I would still like joke about the situation and joke about him.
Right.
It's because to his dying moment, that's who I am.
Yeah.
Like I saw him, I was like, yo, bro.
You was in Vegas.
I was in Vegas. We was filming my
This
food
was the show that he passed at.
This is the show he passed at. This is crazy. I was in Vegas. I'm fighting with the company because the company is like, yo, let's go to New Orleans.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know that much about New Orleans. I hit Mac Main. Mac Main and them was not in New Orleans.
Right.
So that means Lil Wayne and them wouldn't be in New Orleans. So I'm like, yo, we're going to be in New Orleans with no stars.
Right.
I'd rather go to Vegas. They're like, well, who's in Vegas? I'm like, just roll the dice. I didn't know that Art of Rap tour was there. Ice-T hit Ice-T. Ice-T like, yo, no, I'll do your show tomorrow. I hit Onyx. Onyx like, yo, I'll do your show tomorrow. But Onyx made a deal with me. Onyx like, yo, you got to perform for me tonight, though. So I'm like, all right, cool. I perform. I don't even know it's Mobb Deep on the stage.
Right.
So as I'm walking up, they're walking down. So I see Havoc. Havoc give me the regular nigga 5, and he keep walking. So I'm like, oh, okay. He doesn't notice it's me. Then Prodigy sees me. I go, what's up, bro? I said, you ain't gonna act that shit tonight. I'm getting you drunk tonight. And he said to me, yo, I just feel a little. I'm gonna lay down for a little while. Gave him a 5. Havoc notices me. Havoc sees me and turns around. Oh shit!
That was Nore. Oh.
He's like, let's get bent. I'm like, yep. Let me just finish these 1-2 Onyx songs, and we're gonna go get bent. And that was it. That's the last. So I got to see him. It was like God not only knew that and not only that, he winded up. He didn't know on New Year's Eve before that. I think he died like around February or something like that, or something. For New Year's. So at New Year's, he goes to a club. He has no idea that that was the club that we were going to dressed up.
Right.
Like we went dressed up. It was like 30 of us. Like we went dressed up to a strip club. Like I'm talking about suits, all that, like to a strip club.
That's crazy.
And it just happened to be, it was Akinelli's strip club. So Prodigy was there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ak
What's the name of the
lined
strip
him up.
club? What's the name of the
It's closed now. What was the name of it? It was on South Beach. It's Ak
had a strip club.
had a strip club. So I don't know if Ak lined them up or if Ak lined me up.
Oh, right.
Because as we pulling up, he like, yo, Prodigy here. And I don't know if he told Prodigy, you know, N.O.R.E. was coming here like 40 deep. So we walked up, and I wanted him to know, like, I'm not a foul dude. Like, I wanted him to know. I bought him a bottle, and he noticed. He's like, yo, you got all these dudes with you. I was like, yeah, bro. And it was just him and his son, I think, and one other person.
Right.
And I was like, and it's all love. I said, my crew is your crew, bro. We don't even got to talk about it. And we got drunk the whole night, chilled.
So at one time, was it on that type of time, or was that just his perception that it was on that type of time?
No, I mean,
From what was said.
from what
it's
was said.
Nore, you know?
From what was said in the book.
Yeah,
in the book,
yeah.
it's real. Like I did shoot his people. It's like it's a fact. Like you know what I'm saying. I did shoot his people. The way he described how I shot them was different. You know what I'm saying? It was different. I took it personal how he described it because it's like me and you get into a fight and you slap me, right? And then I beat the shit out of you. But then you start bragging about the slap. And it's like, come on, God. Like, come on, God. And then when he does say it, this is the beautifulest part, is when this first started. And the paragraph came out, it was a tweet that I sent out, and I was like, I can't believe people are talking about bragging about winning the war. And I didn't add him or nothing. And he retweeted me and said, I ain't never say I won the war. That part right there was like I respect that. Cool. I respect that. Like he admitted without, because he had an image. He had an image to keep up. I didn't have that image. Like seriously, there's not a lot of people who could tell you that when they seen N.O.R.E. was on some. I might have been on some hype nigga shit, but I was never on no. Yo, what's up, y'all? Bullshit, because like I was just confident. I didn't have to keep up that image. So when I assessed it all, I realized that, he was writing it from Rikers Island. He was writing it from his perspective, even though it was still false. But I understood where it was coming from, like later on in life. And I forgave him. I forgave him alive. I'm gonna forgive him in death. But I made jokes of him alive. I don't make jokes of him in death. You know what I'm saying? Because that was our relationship. Like, you know what I mean? That really was our relationship. Like we did a record together called cold-blooded killers. And he is me, him, and Nature's on the hook.
Right.
And as he drank with me the whole day, and he went in the booth and he fell out. And I'm talking about fell out. Boom.
Fell out. Boom.
And I was like, yo, you all right? The last thing I wanted to do was like, oh shit, Prodigy dies in your studio. I'm like, yo, you all right, my dude? And he said, this is the first time ever. He was like, yo, just give me an hour, bro. And he just sat down and fell asleep.
Yeah.
For every day
Wow,
of his life, when we and Nature was there, every day of his life when we was alive and we was cool, I would make fun of that story. Yo, Prodigy, don't fall out. You know what I'm saying? So, like, why wouldn't I? Because that was our relationship. And I'm not coming from a place of malice. In no way, shape, form, or fashion am I coming from a place of malice. We were good. I was shocked by the book. I was offended at first, but then I forgave him. We spoke like men. We saw each other like men. So I'm gonna keep it like that. I'm gonna always big him up. I'm gonna always show love. And when people bring up our particular relationship, Pacifics, I'm gonna say that too. You know what I'm saying? Because if the shoes was reversed, I believe he would do that too. And I believe he wouldn't do it with malice neither.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
Well, I gotta say, when I was in the studio with you and I came up with that hook, that was in mind.
Well, what you said?
The Good Belt Gang joint.
Oh, well, you said I was in mind. I was trying to go at them.
In a way, I was kind of like,
Right.
you know, addressing that type of thing. But I want to go back to like 2012.
Okay.
Got you on the phone. We had like an hour-long conversation. And I told you, I want to do, get in music, this, that, and the third, da-da-da-da-da. You stopped me. You said, for Math Hoffa to be bigger than Math Hoffa, he has to do something bigger than Math Hoffa.
Sound like some hot shit.
That's hard.
No.
No, at the time, I'm like, but I'm not understanding what the fuck he's talking about.
It's talking about.
It sound hard, but it went over the head.
But like looking at shit now, with the podcast and
I just
bringing
don't think,
people together.
I just don't think you battle rappers don't really, and I'm putting y'all all in one category. I'm sorry, but I think y'all don't really understand how big y'all really are sometimes. Like.
Well, you was in the hood, and you didn't get it.
No, but you know what? It was the difference between me and that situation was I didn't have a YouTube where I could look and see I got 8 million views over here, and I got such and such million views over here. And a lot of times y'all think it's just a battle, or y'all think it was just a situation. But the thing is, those 8 million views don't go away. You're embedded into these people's brain. And these people, and that's the reason why, like, I always feel like all battle rappers underestimate themselves to a certain extent. That's the reason why Meth wanted to do that with you. That's the reason why Joe wanted to do that. That's the reason why is because I think sometimes we have y'all in a bigger regard than y'all do. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said earlier, we don't have the heart that y'all have. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we're pussy or anything.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
It's just that.
It's just a difference. Like, you know what I mean? Like when LL and Cannabis battled, but you didn't know it was Universal and Def Jam was battling too.
Right.
You understand?
Labels at war.
Like Leo's not letting LL lose this battle.
Right.
I get it.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's a different thing. So that's what I was trying to say to you at that time was like, yo, Math, like you're bigger than you actually think you are. Pause. So you have to do something that's bigger than Math Hoffa now. That person who he was now. I knew exactly what I mean by that. What I meant by that. But that's really what it is God bless you guys, because I know for a fact that your image is way bigger than what you perceive yourself.
Right.
Well, I think that's because in battle rap, opposed to like industry artists, like battle rap, we will get, for lack of a better word, the clout, the fame, the notoriety, but not the check.
But you can't say that.
We don't know that though.
Right.
We actually don't know that. Like we sitting around, especially back then.
I think now is a different time.
Yeah, now is a different time. Now is a different time.
Now we're getting bands. We getting big checks. But it wasn't like that in the past. And I'm not, you're right. I can't say that y'all didn't know that.
No, because when I used to see y'all battling every weekend or every other weekend, I'm like, oh, okay, that's 35,000 right there. I'm thinking it's the same amount, 20 grand, 15 grand.
That's a show.
Like, now it is, right?
Yeah, but I didn't know back then. Like back then, I'm thinking every time y'all get, the only difference was we were getting that for a show. y'all was getting that perform, and a lot of
that
people
one
could
year.
lose that, and then they'll never get that again. So that was the only difference. So, but we always looked at that y'all like, you know, I believe Mook was the first one. I think he got like 25,000.
That was when he changed the game by saying that.
And then when people started to say that was the first time I was like, what? Like, I thought everybody got 25 grand.
Right.
And it was like,
Not even close.
Yeah, I didn't know that at that time.
But I got feedback from industry artists as well too that they did say, hey, you know, it'd be a situation, we in the studio, we'll watch it battle, we'll click it off, and then that's it. Right. Like, we're here for your entertainment, not necessarily respected as the best lyricist.
Right. But I will say this.
Well, that's a
What's
different,
your feedback?
That's a different person. See me, I'm into the culture. Like, like I said, like I'm into the showmanship. Like I want to be there. Like when I watched the Mook battle and Tay-Rock, I look. But it was an element that was missing. It was like the spitting in the face. Like I want the crowd. I want the. You know what I mean? Like I just
get it.
I'm into that. I'm into the people being disrespectful. I'm into like, yo man, chill y'all.
Yeah.
Chill y'all. Like you know, the crew be out of control.
Everybody wild.
The crew be like, you ain't hear what he said. Like, yo, chill, yo, chill, y'all. You gotta chill your own crew out. That's
Right.
Like that's me. Like that's the value rap that I like to see. I like to see that part.
But I brought that up to say, fast forward to right now. I feel like this show.
It's big. It's big too. You in the same predicament. Your biggest problem is you. Your biggest problem. You know what it is? Your biggest problem is you do shit great, and it's fucked up because you got to do something greater to go to the next level, and that's actually a great problem. It's actually a great problem. Like when I did, sorry to relate shit to me, but when I did Super Thug, I did Oh No. Oh No was actually a bigger record than Super Thug. It was actually a video that was played more, but guess what everyone said? It's not Super Thug.
Right.
They said it's not Super Thug.
Which is crazy.
And I'm like, damn, if they looked at the stats, the numbers say it's bigger. But you know what? Say the truth, it didn't have a bigger impact. And they were right.
Right.
And they were right. So that's why with this show, let me just tell you something. With this show, this show can last forever. I'm just being honest. I'm not patting y'all on the back because y'all here. This is something I say when y'all not here, when y'all is here. You know, Eminem shouted y'all after me. Let's just be clear. Let's just be clear. I want to make that clear because I started Eminem shout y'all out, but I saw this show.
Nore actually recommended I stay on the show.
No. Listen.
Shout out to Nore.
The first time I said that's it. That was it right there because
missing link.
It was the missing link because again, female rap could have been like the WNBA. But it was the matches that where they switched it up, where it was man, girl, and girl, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where they got in the ring together, and that was like, this is not WNBA at all.
No.
Like they could spar with the dude.
Yes.
And when I first seen her on the show, I was like, yo, that's it right there. That's exactly what it is. Because I had seen battles with you before, and boy, you disrespectful. I was like, oh, like she's like
listen. They just had Smack just had a Kings versus Queens where he had the top best females versus the top best niggas.
Some of the best females.
Okay.
Because Fit wasn't
The guys won.
Okay.
The guys won.
But the guys won, but only by 1 point.
Right.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a lot of that.
It was like
it's not
really,
gonna be a lot
the
of
ladies
that.
could have beat the guys.
And Kamala Harris is making sure of that. It's not gonna be a lot of that. It's not gonna be a lot of that, yo. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan of that.
As far as new energy coming out of Lefrak, I seen you in the video 4 times.
Okay, yeah.
Who are some of the guys?
I like 4 times.
You know what I'm saying?
like
That's
4
holding
times.
it down.
I
Like Queens, Lefrak.
Nice.
I like Pre. I like Pre. I'm trying to sign them all. Like, you know what I mean?
Nice.
But you know the difference is me. I don't want to sign anybody as an artist. I want to sign everybody as a boss, everybody as my partner.
What's the difference between signing him as an artist and as a boss, and how do you do that?
Boss should get partnership.
Yeah, because the thing is, I want to show you how to be a owner. I want to show you, and if I'm an artist, then if you're my artist, then I have to provide for you. Okay. And it's not to say I don't want to provide. The thing is, why? When I can show you how to provide for your whole army.
On me. Right.
You know
Teach
what I'm saying?
me how to catch the fish. Don't give me the fish.
Right.
I can show you how to provide for the whole army. So, yeah, 4 times got me that day. I was in the middle of shooting my video.
I was like, yo, you got Nore up in there. That's all.
That was something I would do to me. So it was like, that's something I would do. So I was like, all right, let's go, brother. You know what I'm saying? He got me in my video before I got, but That's something
Because I was out at Lefrak with him with China Mag. I'm like, okay, this
I
new
seen
dude.
that too.
Shout out to Mac. Shout out to Mac.
I really listened to 4-time stuff. Like I really listened to him because a lot of times I think that the kids will probably think that I got to go through like my nephew or go through like Bizzle or whatever, and they think that I can have a relationship or talk to them on my own. Right. So that was one of the first times I had just spoke to him on my own. He played me records. So I was just like, he's ready to go tour with Buju Banton.
Facts.
Like he got shit like
That's
that.
nice.
I'm interested. I haven't pursued the conversation since then, but I will because I feel like it's only right for me to throw back somebody from my hood.
Yeah, Lefrak, man.
And especially he's dope. He's dope. It's not just because he's from Lefrak, but it's a lot of them, all of them. I want to get with them all, but again, I don't want to have artists. I want to have partners. I want to have people that's gonna come to me and buy me a Bentley and say, you know what I mean?
Fire.
Like,
it's for you.
Yeah, like things like that.
2020, Nore.
Yeah.
We seen a lot of people dropping a lot of crazy albums this year. I was talking to Math about this. I'm like, yo, I felt like this year, because of COVID or whatever, I feel like we got some of the best spitters dropping albums, and they're more receptive. People care more.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Benny. Shout outs to Conway. Shout outs to Buster.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to
Buster's
Nas.
joint was next
So
level.
I mean, I feel like,
yeah.
and really, because I looked at it like when Tekashi dropped his album, nobody gave a fuck. Right. But then you got all of these rappers who's dropping music and people really care about it in a major way. Shout out to Ransom as well. And we had a crazy project.
Shout out to Ransom. Shout out to Ransom.
Ransom album
it was
crazy.
Fire. It was fire.
Damn.
So
I Am Legend is my favorite joint on there.
Okay.
So respecting the real.
What do you think about that essence coming back in a sense where people like, yo, we want to hear niggas rapping again?
Yeah, because COVID kind of said no club records right now.
Yeah.
No club records right now.
Right.
Can y'all rap? Go.
Yeah.
You know?
I like that, but I also like the club records too.
Yeah.
We went to Atlanta. That shit was wide open.
Yeah.
Wide open.
Oh,
They don't care out there,
That
bro.
shit was wild.
You
was
wear a
like-
mask, they look at you funny.
that
like,
shit was Wakanda out there. I was like, oh shit. Like,
Shout out to T.I.
Wild.
But do you think it is a good thing though, as far as balance and getting those guys
Of course,
the
man.
recognition?
What Nas and Buster did is amazing, man. You know, Nas, I think 444 set it off, and then I think King Disease came around. It's people they're making music of their age. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like right now, me saying, yo, I'll shoot you in your face and all that.
That
doesn't make sense. I'm not shooting nobody.
Right.
I'm not doing
She's trying to get that streaming money, Nore.
You know what I'm saying? So I have to make music that reflects my age. And the fact is, that's what's going to make it. Let the young dudes be young. Let them, do whatever they're going to do, whether it's slipping lean to whatever. And let us be, who we are. Who we are. Like
Now you played 2 fire records.
Yeah, I did. No one heard that so far, too.
Nobody heard it?
Nah. Because, I'm not on a label. I'm on my own label right now. And every time I've done a video in the past, I went and sold my single and be like, yo, you know what, for them to pay for the video. But, this year is different. And I just wanted to just fully own everything. I don't even want a distribution fee. Right. I don't want nothing. I feel like I can push my own records on my own. I really know how to do this shit on my own.
Right.
So the record that you're talking about is a record called Out of Line. Featuring Conway and Method Man.
Meth went crazy on
Meth
this
went crazy
joint.
again.
Verse of the year, Lady Squeeze!
Again, he got another verse.
He got another one.
I had to put him in the end. I said, yo,
That's
bro,
hard.
like you got to stay
Then you got Khaled on the hook with the other joint.
Then I got Khaled and I got Dream Doll on the hook. I wanted to get I first off, I like Dream Doll as an artist, but I wanted to get New York ladies, somebody from New York that's a lady, because one, it's so, like, Drink Champs is so man orientated, and a lot of my music from the War Report is so man orientated. I wanted to get a new girl. First, I was thinking about a South girl, but it was crazy because what Murder Mook keeps saying, we like the Statue of Liberty, we stay lit. On my hook, on the Statue of Liberty, I will always have fire. Do whatever I desire. So I was like, you know what? The fact that I got Khaled on the hook, let me go to New York.
Right.
And I think Dream Doll is the perfect candidate, and we're gonna film the video for that. But that's the first time I'm announcing that on TV. And so it's gonna be a 2-song EP. You can't buy it by itself. I pay for both videos by myself. I'm working the videos by myself, and you know, it's just me, just giving the fans something extra. You know what I mean? That fuck with me. That's all.
But you said have you made that are you thinking about making that project? You said you went to your family reunion.
Okay.
And you was like, damn, I don't got no records I could really play around my family.
Oh yeah, that was a while ago. Yeah, I did that with Uno Mas though, with Pharrell. That's it. I'm done with that. Yeah,
okay, right,
I'm done with that.
All
you know what it is? If I don't got the passion for it, I ain't gonna do it, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I ain't gonna cut my nails correct, I'll go to motherfucking Lil' Kim. You know what I'm saying? Not rapper Lil' Kim, but I'm going to the Lil' Kim the nail salon. I like to do everything 100%. So if I'm gonna sit down and if I'm gonna make a project, which I could turn this into a 5-song thing, but I'm making a whole little story like. There's 2 songs. It's a whole little video. We went to New York. We filmed it. I went to Lefrak to film it. I want people to know that after 20 years, I can still walk around and do,
Lefrak,
and you know, I can still do whatever, you know. But this project is funny because this is like N.O.R.E. New York versus N.O.R.E. Miami. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna show N.O.R.E. how I get down in New York, and then. You know, I'm gonna throw on the Poppy shampoo shirts. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? And show you how I get down in Miami, how I'm much more relaxed.
With Khaled on the hook with that.
With Khaled on the hook.
Right.
I had an idea a while ago. You know, Khaled always get people on hooks. I don't know why my son's school keep texting me. My bad. He better not be wilding out.
That's what they do.
He better not be wilding out. But Khaled's so I had an idea of, you know, Khaled always get artists on the record. Why not get him on the record, but not get him as DJ Khaled, get him as the artist.
Right.
DJ Khaled.
You got him rapping on it?
Yeah. I got him rapping the hook. He's rapping on the
hook.
Yeah.
And it's fire. And
you won't really know it's him until I say it. Yeah.
Right. But it's fire.
That's crazy.
Yo, when you look at the history, because like just listen to everything you talked about with all your peers, seeing everybody grow. Like you come from, I guess, you know, some people would consider the golden era of hip hop. Like
I would say so.
Yeah,
you come from that stock. You guys influenced a whole generation of kids on how to think, who are now probably grown men, and now they move like hustlers, they move like bosses and things like that. And now you guys are at a certain age. What's your thoughts when you see you and your peers boss up the way y'all do? And when y'all was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, coming up in the game, getting robbed by the industry, this, that, and the third, but coming out to where you're N.O.R.E., Jay, Puff, and y'all guys all Nas, and you guys are all kind of doing
power circle.
Not on Jay, Puff, or Nas level, but I like your opinion.
But I mean, I see you as an influencer. You are a shaker.
Yeah, I think.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
appreciate
Of this
that.
whole thing. And all the people, Nas, Jay, Diddy, they respect you at a high, crazy level.
I feel anybody that made it towards the billionaire status owes us. That's the reason why I chose a position when it came time for me to go Hollywood. You know, I could have left the culture. I could have left Revolt. I could have left Spotify. I didn't have to. Excuse me, not Spotify. Tidal.
Right.
I didn't have to do the deal with Tidal. Excuse me. I could have left Revolt. Didn't have to do the deal with Tidal. Didn't have to do the deal with Mass Appeal.
Yeah, you worked with Nas as well. That's crazy.
So I sat back and I said, you know, it was a time where I'm helping them almost. You know what I'm saying? Because they're starting their podcast companies, and in that world, I'm them.
Right.
I'm Jay. I'm Nas in that world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when they called me and was like, yo, you know, can we do business? And, you know, Peter from Mass Appeal and Nas, and I was just like, you know what? This is my time to give back to the culture. This is my time not to leave the culture. This is my time. And trust me, if I could have took those other deals, I'd have been pulling up here. I'd have been pulling up here and
No, hold on.
Spaceships.
You pull up in a Maybach.
No, but I'm talking about I'd have put them in Fordham, but I took that deal.
Might have been a helicopter.
And nobody else in the car. It's just been me. Like, just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Trust me.
Autonomous just driving themselves and shit.
But you know what it was? I was like, you know what? I know I say wild shit. I know I do wild shit. You know, there's people, if I do business with them, you know, maybe they will want to own a percentage of ownership. You know, Puff didn't do that to me. Nas didn't do that to me. Jay didn't do that to me. They knew that I was coming from a position I was coming from a position of ownership,
Right.
and that's where I wanted to stay.
That's fire.
So that's the reason why they all lived out their raps, where they saying, "Yo, we ain't taking people's ownerships and we ain't taking people's masters."
And that's real.
Right.
I made all three of them. I don't know if I made all three of them live it out, or if they was all three of
That's
them
real.
living
But
it
they-
out
they-
already, but. They knew it, and they agreed to my
right.
deal. I agreed to their positions, and it was a beautiful thing. It was an example of, you know what, we can grow, and we can be to a certain position, and we can stay within our culture.
Right.
So many people do that, and they'll go to, not to say Spotify is not our culture, or they'll go to a whatever.
Right.
When you know what. Title's a dope fucking place to be.
Facts.
But Revolt is a fucking dope fucking channel.
Even on Tidal
Right.
You know what I'm
every day,
saying?
man.
Well, Master Pill is a ill fucking audio company, and we helped apply that. And I'm very proud of that moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm very proud of the moment of me not, quote unquote, selling out. And
That niggas always drug dealers who got into the game.
Hey, yeah, damn.
Started
Damn,
rapping.
I didn't look at it like
Them
that.
the old guy niggas,
yeah.
hood niggas.
Yeah.
Like, cause to me, that shit is amazing.
It is amazing.
How black men from the inner city could take over America.
But to be honest, like, I feel like that's the edge. That's the edge. You
The
can't
fact that
beat
niggas
that.
was down.
No,
Yeah,
you
no.
can't beat that.
Okay.
I felt like they understood me. I felt like when I said, yo, look, this is what I want to do and this is how I want to do it, I felt like this was my first time looking out for them, like saying, yo, you know what? I'm from a bigger stance of negotiation. Master Pill didn't really have any podcast at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Tidal only had Rap Radar. You know what I'm saying? So it was a different audience. So I felt like we negotiated from a great standpoint, and it was crazy because we did it so great that we didn't have to tell each other. Like, I didn't have to tell Revolt. I didn't have to, because the way the shit is structured, we own our own shit. Mm-hmm. So they found out when the press release was press released, but I feel like everyone complied. Everyone sat back and said, okay, that's a genius move. We wish we would have told us up front earlier, but they understood the reason why, and we kept it with the culture. Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna go left a little bit, Nore.
Let's go left.
Go left.
Go left. Go left.
Go left.
Nah, the only reason is because I feel
Go
like
left knowledge.
this shit was a big ass topic at one point in hip hop. This whole Illuminati shit, right? When you look at battle rap now, right? There's niggas now doing the Illuminati shit.
Oh, yeah,
now,
Meth
right?
brought
For
me
battle
in.
rap. Math, bro.
Meth brought me in.
So
that's what the word is?
right now, right?
Okay.
They got the niggas with the handshakes. They doing this shit for battle rap.
Right.
So
Okay.
it made me look at like, damn, was a lot of people wrongfully like shitting on a lot of the guys? Like I seen, people make Jay in the Illuminati, all these people in the Illuminati, right?
Yeah.
But then I look back like, damn. So these
it
guys
real?
didn't work hard. They didn't become successful on
Yeah,
their
that's the-
own.
that's
They
what-
didn't do
that's-
none of this shit. And we've seen you on Vlad. You spoke about it, this, that, and the
Yeah.
third, and things like that.
Yeah.
But is it an unfair thing to put on
It's
on
an unfair
people?
thing
Yeah.
because of course does it exist? Maybe it's something like that, but at the end of the day,
Because I don't believe none of it now.
I don't
That's not-
now
no,
neither.
no,
The
hold on.
further I got, I don't believe it none now neither. But
Right.
I did believe it at one point. I did, I was approached. I was where a person asked me, "Yo, such and such," and I was just like, "Nah," like,
such and such. Like, what do
like,
you mean?
yo,
man?
because at the end of the day, you probably make it to where you make it on your own.
Right.
But a lot of people will offer you something to sustain that.
On the way.
And at that moment, this was. I don't know if it was that person or if this was a whole entity that came with it. But I was offered something and I just wasn't with it. And when they said, "Good luck, young man, you're on your own," and I never went platinum since.
Wait, so what did they offer you?
They was just like, you walk this way or you come this way, and
That's
I
weird.
Did
just
they ask
was-
about like sacrifices and stuff?
Nah, I didn't go that far. Like I was just like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go this way, and that was their exact words.
What
Yep.
impact did they sell you on? Did they say, hey, we could do such and such and such?
Nah, they didn't. It wasn't
wasn't
like
that.
that.
It was subtle.
I wasn't really wasn't allowed.
Yeah.
If that was the case, it really wasn't allowed. And or maybe I was bugging. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The thing about it was, I did never go platinum again. I did never go platinum
No,
again.
so it's a conspiracy somehow.
I kind of thought that. But when I came back, and maybe it was me, because I figured out another way to do it. Maybe
Right.
I've run its course. Like, it doesn't matter. how dope you are, the audience gets tired of you after a while.
Right.
Now you could blame it on, oh shit, I wasn't fucking with this guy, or I wasn't with this guy, or you could say, yo, the audience gets tired of you.
Yeah.
Things change, yeah.
At that time, when I was being offered something just once, I thought that. I really thought that this was what that moment was. This was Illuminati, and I turned it down. And the fact is, I did. And nothing, like I was still successful. I just wasn't successful as I was prior to that moment. Right. So I always thought that. You know what I mean? Now, could I have been bugging? Of course. Could I have been correct? Of course. I actually don't know. But I can tell you like this time I've made it all 1,000,000% without that being approached. Now, is that because I'm not as powerful as I was back then?
Okay.
I don't know. Was I bugging back then? I don't really know. I just know that I'm safe. I don't deal with none of that shit. The worship shit that is.
But I just wanted to kind of clarify.
But it was weird. It was weird. It was weird for me at that point in my life. It was weird. Yeah.
So I wanted to just see if it's unfairly put on like a lot of the industry
artists.
Yes,
it's unfairly could
because at one point everybody's Illuminati. It's like everybody's successful.
Successful.
Oh yeah, successful
was Illuminati.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I don't like that.
And that's kind of corny because the thing about it is this. First off, when you really research Illuminati, that is Rockefeller, not Jay-Z Rockefeller. This is Rockefeller. These are people.
These are the 1% of the world.
These are a lot of people who probably won't even meet with black people.
Feel me?
Right.
You understand? So if there was an Illuminati, it should be a black version of Illuminati.
Yeah.
Now that
I think
version,
that's cool.
I kind of down with that version.
I like that.
That version does exist.
I like that.
If that version does exist, I would be down.
Yeah, I'll sign up.
But I've never been offered that version. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to tell you, it's either I'm not that successful or that shit just doesn't exist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the further we went, because back then, I didn't understand. So what I thought, that's how I interpreted it. I thought that way. But the further I get, it's not that at all.
Yeah.
The further I get, people are either, and like I see people say, when you get to a certain lift, they want you to cut your
$10
people
million
off,
club,
and they want you to such and such. And I'm gonna tell you something. This is real shit. The further I get, not only I don't follow rules. The further I get, I make the rules.
Right.
Talk about it.
I've been making the rules for the last 10 years of my career. Right. Like, not just when Drink Champ started. Like, I've been going to places with 35 deep for 15 years.
And they tell you can't bring nobody.
And listen, fuck y'all. What y'all gonna do? What you gonna do? Yeah, come on.
Right,
so,
you're gonna do it.
So is there some truth to it? I think there should be. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a weird thing. Have I ever seen it personally? No. I've never seen no sacrifice, no Illuminati, no, cut your head off, finger pop you shit. I've never seen that.
Never.
Now, does it exist? Maybe. I know, but I don't think in our culture.
Do people have deviances, things like that? Yeah, that's all real. But it's like, come on.
I don't think in our culture. And I think if it did exist, they don't even want our culture involved with that.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? But our culture should actually form our own version. We should all have insurance. We should all have, like, there's no reason any battle rapper that sacrificed 20 years of their life could get cancer and he has to die.
He has to or do a GoFundMe.
Oh yeah. This should be that. There shouldn't be that. Like, there should be insurance. There should be, I'm talking about, there's people who sacrifice their whole life. Maybe they're not as successful as a Nas or maybe as successful or even an MOP. Like, even if that's the case, if they, sacrifice their life for 20 years, they should be taken care of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just a fact. Like, that's just in any other business. And you would sit back and say, yo, all right, well, we don't have insurance and we don't have that. Then why the fuck we ain't making it for ourselves?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I need help. I've been trying to do this for 4 years. I need help. I can't do it on my own. So if a black Illuminati existed, I'd have got down with them already. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would have got down. I'd have been the fifth person on line. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd have been rolling up. If it took me long, I might have been third. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'd have been like, yo, come on, accept me how I am. Because we deserve, like, entertainers, period. We deserve to stop being the entertainment. Like we are the entertainment, but what I mean by that is that's not just it.
Not
like
just
when
it.
you look
Ownership.
when you look at me, I'm the co-creator, I'm the motherfucking executive producer, I'm the regular producer, I'm all that. But people just look at me like talent. That's great. Then they're not wearing the glasses you wearing because they can't really see like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's about time for us. Like so, if we could form a union like that, I would love to.
Niggas possible?
Yeah, I actually
think
do think it's possible. I think it's possible because I think the more successful that we have, the more we're starting to trust people.
Kanye's a billionaire. Dr.
Yeah,
Dre's a
that's what I'm saying.
billionaire. Jay-Z's a billionaire.
We starting to trust people.
Diddy, like so.
Yep.
But looking at it like this is like these are hip hop artists reaching these levels.
These are dudes from the
show you
streets,
something.
my
Let me show you
nigga.
something. Yeah. Everybody who had bread said, "Fuck it, we don't care about Joe Biden's tax cuts. Let's just get this guy out of here," right? Everybody who had bread that was like somewhat a Democrat or whatever, everyone said, we don't give about fuck Joe Biden's tax cuts. Why we can't say we don't give a fuck about hip hop's tax cuts? We don't give a fuck about hip hop's taxes. Like, we should pay a tax in hip hop. We should actually pay a tax. We should pay a tax and we should give it to our Church of Scientology, of hipology.
Hip-hopology.
Hip-hopology. We should give it to them. And we should have people that we trust running.
I feel like KRS-One is going to call my phone tomorrow about this.
No. We spoke to Chris about it.
Yeah.
We spoke to Chris. We spoke to Swiss about it. But the fact is, the conversation is open to somebody that should come, like a Killer Mike or Killer Mike's bank. He has a black bank.
dope.
He has a black bank. Yeah, we put it in the black bank. It's all transparent. Everyone can see it. Whenever it's a deposit made or transferred or whatever, it's all transparent. And I feel like we should do that. I feel like everybody in hip hop, if you was dedicated to this culture, comes a time in your life, your mother's sick and you want to move to Honduras, we should take care of that.
Because there's no solution right now.
One last question I had, N.O.R.E, was who is your Mount Rushmore? Who are the people that when you look at the rap gods, you be like, these are the niggas that sit on
Who's
that
your top
motherfucking
five?
thing for me. Okay, top 5, that's cool too.
Granddaddy IU,
Uh-huh.
Cool G Rap, KRS-One.
This is where it get tricky.
2 more.
This is where it get tricky.
I
2
might not
more,
even give y'all
because you
2
gotta
more.
move up a couple more years.
That's
it? Just
I don't even
those
think I want
three?
to move, man.
That's it? That's
You wanna
it?
be right
I
there?
think I want to stay right there because you know what? That's what make me. If we take Granddaddy IU, Cool G Rap, and Biz Mark, because
Wow.
I always took Biz
Wow.
Mark's comedy.
Yeah.
I always felt like his comedy was different. He was picking boogers. He was catching the vapors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that was missing in hip hop. So I might have not brung it in my music, but I also brung it with my personality.
Yes.
Right.
So those three make me. Those three make N.O.R.E. So on a given day, it could be, Nas, Tupac, or it could be,
Whole Biggie.
Nah, I'm gonna leave Brooklyn alone today because you here.
All right, cool. Whole Biggie. You heard?
Nah,
You heard? Brooklyn.
But, it could be a whole but big. It could be something like that. But those are the three that make me. And then my other two always varies. You know what I'm saying? My other two always varies. Right.
Yo, N.O.R.E,
fair.
man. Sounds
fair.
fire.
Episode
64.
God damn it.
Legendary
64.
And I just want to end it by saying, N.O.R.E, salute to you, because one thing you do is give back to all your peers.
Oh, I love
You
that.
show them
Yeah.
niggas mad love.
You show me
You
mad
give
love
them
over the
everything.
years.
Like, literally,
Thank you.
you
Thank
put
you.
yourself in that corner and you are a fan to your peers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's
Thank you.
big to do.
That's
No,
sorry,
just the
sorry.
advice that you gave me years ago.
But that's
it led me to this.
That's what everyone should do. Instead of like when I came up, I had nobody who called me. I had nobody after the war report. No one gave me advice. So I was supposed to become a bitter guy that jerks other people
Right.
because that's how I got
Other
jerked.
people,
Right.
But I didn't choose to do that. I chose to give game where I didn't give and not be bitter. So a lot of people should take heed to that. A lot of people just say, you know what? Just because you got jerked don't mean you got to jerk somebody.
Right. Change the game.
Change the game. So that's all it is, man. I'm having fun doing my job. I'm having fun being here. Thank y'all for having me. You know what I'm saying? Yo,
Thank you.
Y'all keep going, man. I'm a fan of the show. Not just in front of y'all, I'm a fan behind y'all back. You know, most people would talk bad behind your back. I'm the good guy behind your back. But yo, I think it's dope. I think you're supposed to interview Nicky Jam.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. I didn't even know he was a fucking battle rap fan.
Yeah,
That's hard. That's
You know,
hard.
Nicky Jam. I'm not even gonna get into the story because it's
hard.
gonna look crazy. But Misfit was like, Nicky Jam he DM'd you?
Right? No.
And I was like,
He said it so casually.
stop.
Right.
Don't do that.
No, he
Don't do that. Don't
No.
do that.
Well, look, he just was a little casual about it, and I'm just like,
Real casual.
man.
I was like,
He said, you crazy? You don't know.
Just so you know, did you watch this shit on Netflix?
See?
Did you watch?
You see what they doing? See what they doing? Friends
You know,
like
I
this.
immediately got down with them.
Friends
Like, I
like this.
immediately got down with them. Yo, hold on.
Right.
Hold on.
It's the mob
But
mentality.
did you see his shit on Netflix?
Yeah,
though?
it's fine.
Yeah.
Yo, listen to me.
Crazy.
That shit, I went and I saw that shit. I was like, yo.
I would never know.
It was inspiring.
You know why it's ill? It's not because who he is. It's because the music he makes. His music doesn't reflect the plane he went through.
Correct.
Right.
That's
Correct.
crazy. Like if I
Correct.
went through the shit he be talking about, I'd be like, I'm going to kill myself
Right.
tomorrow.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I be singing about. Hey, motherfucker, I can't believe I'm still here.
But
Instead, this nigga be talking about, hey, bitch,
That's
come
how
on.
he
But it's
Yeah.
the plight. But in a way, it's the plight of like a successful musician. A lot of the times, you don't know what's going on behind.
That's real.
And I think
But
a lot
it's
nobody
post-traumatic
knew.
stress.
But
though.
just the fact that he played in it, also.
Yeah.
Like he had to take himself back to those
No,
moments.
but that kid who played him as the younger is a reggaeton artist too.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like, all right,
Correct.
he actually did
all
it.
around fire.
He actually did everything correct. Like he
Right.
actually had Jake Album. I always say his name wrong. It's Jake Album. Whatever.
J
He had him play him.
Right.
He had a dude play Daddy Yankee. Then he had Daddy Yankee come at the end. He involved all the reggaeton artists. He filmed most of it in Puerto Rico. And when he went to Colombia, he filmed it. Like, first of all, that's a budget. That's describing the budget right there. But it's the passion that went into that project. Like, if you don't like reggaeton or you don't like whatever they went through and you watch that, this is supposed to transfer you to a fan.
Right.
Correct.
Like, I kid you not. If you could watch that shit, that whole episode, and you not want to hear one reggaeton record, you should just jump off the roof. I'm just being honest, bro.
So it is.
I'm just being
Suicide album is
honest.
what
now.
it is.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like,
We might have to clip this because they don't
Like,
know who the next, who the
don't
next
hit me
episode
with the.
is.
Well, I don't know what they talking about. Look at his struggle. Look at his story. You supposed to know what he talking about.
That's crazy. Word.
So when I saw that shit, I went for him like, and then when I interviewed Nicky Jams, I was like, because, you know, I know he wins at the end,
Right.
but the story was so good. I was like, when is he gonna win?
Like, this is crazy. Like this. Are you still going through it?
I was going to text him like, yo, we 6 episodes in, bro.
Right, exactly. Like 6 episodes in, this what's going on.
That's
Still out here fucked up. Your haircut is weird right now, man. Did you not have a barber on purpose?
That's
Like, yo,
hilarious.
for real. So I say that to say that that's a blessing that if he want to do that, that's a blessing. He's a big dude.
But I want to say this.
Yeah.
When I spoke to you on the phone in 2012, I was still hustling. I wasn't in that mind frame. But to have N.O.R.E on the phone.
I talked to you for hours too.
Yes,
it
you
wasn't
did.
no shit. Cause I wanted you to know I believed in you. I wanted you to know everything you was going through is normal. Like that shit ain't that like.
I was going through it with my peoples. The people was acting funny. All of a sudden, my name was out there. You was like, yo, listen, man. Listen,
You know what's funny about stress is anybody can relate to it if you know somebody who's going through it.
Right.
Like, and when you would call or I would speak to you and you would be like, yo, but you know, I don't think, I'm like, yo, man, bro, everyone goes through this type of shit. But you're a warrior. And I knew we would be right here at this moment. Like, I know that sounds so cliche, but look at my history, man. You know what I'm saying? I know when a person is gonna pursue to somewhere. You know what I mean? And I knew we would be right here. I swear to God, I knew because you was persistent and you had to like, you know, the same type of shit that 50 had, the same type of shit I saw in Pharrell, the same type of shit. It was just like, yo, I'm here for a reason. I might not know the reason I'm here, but I'm here and I belong. And that attitude was enough for me to always pick up the phone and say, yo, look, I know you belong, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Episode 64.
Episode 64.
Yeah.
Look,
Classic.
what time is it?
Right.
It's that time.
Oh, we got time. Okay.
What's that? Was
The camera cut off. Was the camera cut off and the thing cut off? I tell you where we go.
Yo, Nore, we appreciate
Nah,
you, man. Love, man.
Salute,
Legend in the
man.
game,
Love,
man.
nah. This was dope. This was dope, man.
Peace.
Continue to do that. Continue to do what y'all doing, and continue to expand on every artist, because don't just only battle rap. Get these other artists. 'Cause every artist in the game, from Nelly to whatever, has had a battle,
Facts.
Wow.
and it's their time
And
to
they
share
watch
their
it.
shit.
Yeah,
I'll tell you my first battle, and I'm gonna let's go get out of
Yeah,
here.
all
My
right,
first
let's
battle.
go. Let's go.
It was a dude named B Wise.
Be wise.
He was from the Bronx.
Right.
And he had the whole unit. He was the man. And you know, my Brooklyn niggas, my East New York niggas, used to see me write at night. It's like, yo, Lefrak. They used to call me Lefrak, as I used to say. It's like, yo, why you don't rhyme? I was just like, yo, man. It's like, why you don't? So one day my Brooklyn niggas just gassed it up. It's like, yo, Lefrak is better than you, BY. I said, what? I'm like, damn, nigga, like, I just told me to learn like that. So we went to the yard, boom. He came out, he had the long braids on, you know, and I remember, this is the only part of the rhyme I remember. And he said something to me, and I said, what? I don't give a fuck. When I was 6, I did a stick up in my Tonka truck. And the yard erupted, and that was it. I was like, I'm a rapper.
Let's go.
That was it. That's my first battle, bro.
Let's get it, man.
My nigga Anthony Jamel Simon
Let's get
is
it.
still alive in East New York, Brooklyn. Nigga co-signed
Salute,
this.
salute.
They gassed us up. And Raheem Booker can
Yo.
all co-sign this.
Episode 64. We out.
TonkaTruckRobberies.com.
Yo, that was crazy.
It's Hoffa. Trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work, you heard. Making fiends leave earth, you heard. Got your baby mama thirst, you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf, you heard. Told Jim I need a bomb I could drop on you niggas. Bad boy, I'm never gonna stop for you niggas. I don't give a fuck who you got is the illest. I solidify my spot with gorillas. Now I'm rock with you niggas.